Sir, you are late.
Oops. What the? Oops. I don't know what the heck now. Super oops. Dang, my phone ended up dying.
It's a good conversation. I like that everybody different perspectives.
Yes.
It
Now,
just
what you
showed
doing? Playing your
I just
video
like
game?
that I just like that it showed that men and women were just experiencing two different things from two different people or different people in general.
Oh, boy.
Actual. Kind of missed out on some stuff out there. I ain't gonna lie, took a quick little
Over there
time's
cheating on
eye.
the lie.
Yeah, I know the lack of talking woke your ass up. You're like, hold on,
And
I
I
don't
looked
hear
up, I'm like,
shit.
hold up, dang, let me check on it. I'm like, dang, this thing done died. I'm like, no.
Well, don't worry about it. I was pretty much quiet for the most part, with the exception of the end. Because
I'm scared then. If you was quiet that long, I know you stored up.
nah, I'm good, man. I only got the answer to the question, so we good. I got in on the last two. The other
Who
ones,
was
you know,
on
I
point
can't
though?
read, so I wasn't even trying to do that, motherfucker. I ain't feel like pulling out my magnifying glass.
Hold on real quick.
Oh
That's a
shit.
real. I done seen a woman who had on glasses and she still pulled out a magnifying glass. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
that's
got my
crazy.
glasses on too. I just can't see this shit. I'm blind as fuck. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I told Kev every time I come up in this bitch, you gonna have to read that shit for me.
You farsighted or nearsighted?
Hold on. I'm farsighted.
Okay, okay.
I gotta
Yeah.
remember they mean the opposite and shit. That's all.
I'm a nearsighted person, so I gotta be up close to see some shit.
Man, truthfully, I think I'm no sighted because it don't matter whether it's close or far. That shit still look like a big ass blur.
That is crazy. I get crazy migraines when I try to strain my eyes.
Nope. That's when I turn this shit off and go to fucking bed. When this goes
Yeah.
from a blur to a blob, I'm like, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah, it becomes a headache after that.
Evidently, Faith can see that shit. She's saying very interesting questions. Now she making me feel bad. I might have to go get my damn magnifying glass now.
The first question is, how can you protect a non-submissive person?
Oh, that's the first one.
Yes.
I'll say this much. Unfortunately for us men, we protect when we don't even realize we are most of the time. Sometimes our mere presence is protection. So it's like it's real funny when I hear people talking about I don't need your protection, just that and the other, yada yada yada. When our mere presence is protection sometimes, So it's really funny. A guy here on TikTok has a saying. Um, what is it, Kev? I know you know it. What is that? Oh God, something is invisible to those that have it, right?
Privilege.
What you say, Kev?
Privilege.
Yeah, privilege is invisible to those that have it. And I find that shit to be so fucking true. Because a lot of times and don't get me twisted, I'm not just talking about y'all. When I'm talking about both of our asses. A lot of times the privileges that we have, we don't even realize that they are because we're not from the outside looking in. And I think that's a big frustration for a lot of people when certain things are said and you're like, you don't even realize what the fuck you got. And it's just frustrating as hell. But how can you protect a non-submissive person? If in fact it's not just by mere presence, I'll say this first and foremost: submission should only be given to your spouse any fucking way. But how can you protect a hard-headed ass person? You really can't. All you can do is just give them give them the words. I mean, say what you need to say to them, and they're gonna make their own fucking decision. And what I tell them is, when you make that fucked up decision and shit goes left, please don't come crying back to me when I done already told you don't do this, or you should not do that, or blah 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 blah. And you say fuck you, you can't tell me what to do, where to go, how to dress, or how to act, and all that shit. And then shit goes left. That was your choice. Now deal with your decisions. That's just me. So that's my first question to the first. That's my first answer to the first question. Damn, do we got crickets again? What the fuck?
Oh, hey, Faith.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
My
Oh,
bad. We
Faith.
was over here
goddamn.
sharing a live and
Yes.
you know trying to get it rebooted up. My bad.
I mean, I don't really have much to say
What's the
really
deal,
to the
Faith? How
first
you
one.
feeling? Welcome to the live too. Yeah,
Hello, host. How are you today?
I'm blessed always. How you feeling?
I'm doing as good as well. I wanted to comment pretty much on everything but the first one.
Why not the first one?
I really don't really have an answer to the first one. I kind of agree with pretty much everything you said, so I just didn't want to just repeat it.
Oh, okay,
Um,
cool.
yeah, so
So that was your answer.
yeah.
So we can move on to the second one since it's just me, you and me up here. Because I didn't get to do this one either. So since you can read it, you can go first.
Okay, yeah, I can read it. Why is gender role such a triggering word today? And it seems that single and unhappy people have a problem with it. And my
Hold on,
answer is
that's
because,
pretty long for the first one, ain't it?
yeah, it's longer than the first one. But gender roles don't exist anymore because gender doesn't exist anymore. And I think that's the issue. So, how can we have gender roles when people are confused about what they are?
Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay, goddamn. You got more for me?
That's the issue. That's pretty much what it is.
Okay, Faith, I'm going to ask you to strain your eyesight again. Read that for me again, babe.
Okay. Why is gender roles such a triggering word today? And it seems that single and unhappy people have a problem with it.
Oh. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, you got that one on the head, babe. Um, single and unhappy people. You know what? It's not even about gender roles when it comes to single and unhappy people. Single and unhappy people are mad because the motherfuckers that they want don't want their asses. It has nothing to do with gender roles, honestly. That's just them being unhappy with their freaking own existence. And them now getting told that you need to look at your fucking self. But gender roles, man, I believe in it. I believe in the gender roles because I believe there are only two genders, but that's neither here nor there. The thing is that even if you did believe in gender roles, I see no problem in making sure that your significant other knows how to perform those things that you would consider gender roles. The last thing that any of us need is to believe in gender roles, and then you get sick or incapacitated where those particular things are not done. So whenever I was in a relationship, my significant other knew. I made sure that I taught them how to do everything that I could do. That was a just in case thing. So I don't know, man. That gender role shit really fucks me up because nobody has a clear definition of what is expected of them in a relationship. They really don't, and I think that's a major problem when it comes to relationships now. Nobody has a clear understanding of who they really are in a relationship anymore. What's expected of you, and to be truthful with you. Nobody's honest about shit anymore. I'm going on a tangent, so let's go to the next one. Shit. Hold up, I see gender
This
roles
one
big as
beats
shit
too.
though.
Yeah,
What's
I
the
mean,
one over gender roles?
the one before gender roles.
Yeah.
The more masculine you are, it's the harder it is to submit. Agree or disagree?
Uh, See, Kev be trying to throw in them slick ass fucking question. Because if you notice, he didn't put male or female in there, and everybody's gonna go to the female shit.
Very
But
smart man.
yeah, I know, Kev. You fucked me up the first time you did this shit a while ago. I ain't letting you do this shit to me again. But
Preach.
the whole thing in reference to masculinity and submitting. Here's the thing. Whether people want to believe it or not, and most guys don't want to admit this, but if you want to do the submit thing, we submit a hell of a lot to our significant others. And I use the small thing.
I'll bring that topic up too. I got that in stored.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know you do. But I use the small incident like going out to eat. We may want Olive Garden. Your ass may want Texas Roadhouse. And we'll be like, all right, man, that's where we going. Now, some people will say that's compromise, right? But no, it is not compromise because of the simple fact that you, in a compromise, you get something that you want out of the deal. I want to go to fucking Olive Garden. I don't want no fucking Texas Roadhouse. But, man, I'm just going to chill and let's go to Texas Roadhouse. Now the thing about it is, when you get to Texas Roadhouse, do you make her feel guilty about it? Are you going to enjoy yourself with your significant other? That's a whole different ball game. But a lot of times we will admit, not admit, but we'll say that we were wrong or we won't do something just for the simple fact that, one, we don't want to freaking argue like that. I don't think most men that are masculine men like to argue like that. I just don't believe it. I like to debate, I like to discuss and all of that shit, but I don't like to fucking argue. It's like it's a waste of my time. But the more masculine you are, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna close on this shit. People make masculinity out to be something negative. For us anyway. They say it's toxic masculinity. Fuck that word. I think a lot of times when that particular phrase is used, it's because of the simple fact that it's something that you don't particularly like. And it doesn't make you feel good. And I'm gonna shut the fuck up because I'm about to monologue for another 5 minutes.
Why do people monologue? I don't get it.
Everybody want to express themselves.
I'm long-winded as fuck anyway, because I don't like to be misunderstood.
No, because monologuing is like having a conversation, a very lengthy conversation. I like to have short conversation dialogues. Like you say something, then I say something, and it goes back and forth and all around. But when you monologue, it's just like you forget your point when a person's done. It just gets crazy. But I think the older people get, the more they monologue.
I can agree to it. I agree to a certain extent, and I also believe like a lot of hurt people do it too.
So what the fuck y'all? No, never mind. I'm shutting the fuck up. I'm going on mute.
No, it's not a.
Because
It's
I
not
know
a
the older I
bad
get,
thing.
the more information
No,
that I
I'm
get,
fucking
I
Kev
can.
on that one.
I
No,
can.
it's not a bad thing. I'm just wondering. It's not just you. Like a lot of people.
No, I think everybody do that. It depends on it depends on what we talking about. Because I know men can probably monologue about sports. Some can do video games. I'm into video games and
Oh, now
stuff.
you gonna try to clean that shit up now, Kev, huh?
No,
I
it's
don't know
it's a
what you
little.
took out of it. I guess I don't know what you took out of it, but I was. But no, I was just saying people do that. They just depend. That's why I say everybody do it. That's why I didn't get why she said. I don't know why people do it. Everybody do it. It's just you haven't. She probably haven't heard of a topic that probably something that she interested in. You monologue. I know you monologue when you get triggered. That's why you get kicked out the box every dang on day.
No, that's because I'm going at people's necks. That's not because of monologue. It's
Yeah, you
because
still monologue with your disrespect because you
no,
don't
I
know when
no,
to
I
shut up.
don't. You just saying I monologue. You just using the word monologue. I
Yeah,
just come
you
at
still
people.
do.
No, I just go at people's necks and then I get dropped.
That's just your clean, sugar coated version, but
I
it's the
already
same
know I'm
thing.
gonna get dropped, Kevin. That's why I go at people's neck and I clean,
Ah,
clean, a clean cut, and then you drop me, and I'm satisfied.
man. I still love you, dog. I still love you. But it's the same. Um, what was we I do want to focus on I mean, but everybody I think everybody got to the most of these questions though
I
I'm not
anyways.
doing
placed
that
that
top
up
thing again.
here.
No, I'm not saying like that. I was just talking about, I'm trying to think about people that was okay, yeah, because I know I fell oops, I keep about to tell myself I took a little break. The phone died on me.
Yeah, no shit. You took a long ass break.
Yeah, because I went to go charge my other
You got
phone and I
conscious and
stretched out.
faith up here.
Huh?
Conscious and faith haven't been through. Well, conscious didn't go through the first couple, but faith is on the two cop questions.
I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
fine.
Yeah, we didn't do that one yet.
Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, we gotta talk about. That's my one. I've been trying to get on anyway. So, how you feel about that? Why argue with a cop when you know it can cost your life? Oh, matter of fact, before we even get there, let me get a Tansy up in here though. Um, which one did you not? 'Cause I remember. Did you? Did you do it? You ain't doing none of them though. How can you protect a non-submissive person, Tansy?
We don't need to be protected.
That was not the question, man.
How do you protect a non-submissive person?
Yeah.
By taking care of the problem if there is a problem.
So force, we're gonna run with the force then. Basically what you're saying then. So sometimes you have to force it. I get you. Okay, we rock with that.
I'm going on mute.
Uh,
I don't even know
the,
why he keeps on everything that I say. He said, "I'm going on mute."
no, he usually do that anyways if you forget the music. That's all it was. The more masculine you are, the harder it is to submit. Do you agree or disagree, and why?
I don't believe that. I disagree with that because a woman cannot be masculine because she has two X chromosomes. That's you men saying when we stand up for ourselves, we're being masculine. We cannot be masculine. We don't have a Y chromosome.
Masculinity and femininity is just it's an energy, and it's constructed. It's constructed.
We cannot be masculine. That's just a terminology that you men put on us when
So
we
you've never seen a feminine man before?
a feminine man.
You've never seen a feminine man
A
before?
man can be feminine because he has an X and a Y.
Yes, bitch, yes. You ain't never seen one
That's
of them?
because he has an X and a Y. So he that X chromosome be
Wow.
chromosomal.
Okay, we're gonna rock with that. I'll let you rock with that one then.
No, for real. That's why some men can be very feminine
That don't
because
have nothing to do with femininity and
yes, because
masculinity.
of that X chromosome be actually acting up in a man. That's what
You
you men.
explain masculine women that literally say that they're masculine, that are butch lesbians and stuff. Like, how do you explain that?
That's because they're trying to act.
Watch that L word, because I don't want to call
Oh,
that
I'm
group
so
in
sorry.
it.
I'm so sorry.
That's
Oh,
a
you good. You
that,
good, fam.
that's a learned behavior. That's a different L word. Learned. When someone learn when a woman wanna act like something, it's only an act. It's not a biological function. Men have a biological function to be feminine because of that X chromosome. They always get in their X chromosome energy. That's what you're really saying. But a woman doesn't have a Y chromosome to go in a Y chromosome energy. We don't have that. It's just that some of us act like a like we have a Y chromosome, but we don't.
Yeah, no matter how you want to put it, you put a feminine woman next to a masculine woman, you can tell the difference. No matter how you want to put it. chromosome or
No,
not.
you're just labeling it the way that you see fit because you're matching it with your Y chromosome. So you're saying, "Oh, you're acting masculine."
Believe me, if you not gonna date no feminine man, chromosome or
No,
not.
but a man that has a hyper X chromosome, you're right. I'm not gonna date him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna marry someone that's operating in his Y chromosome and is more prominent than his X chromosome. But when we get in arguments
So
or
if he in his X chromosome and he slap you, y'all both women anyways, right? You ain't gotta call the
no,
cops,
no,
right?
that's not how that works.
No,
If
I
he
mean, shoot, you gotta
if
go all the
if
way. That
he
was his X chromosome that X'd you out.
No, it's his
Rock with that.
X chromosome that made him emotional, and his Y chromosome that may be too strong and end up unaliving
No,
me.
don't rock that. No, don't come with that. Nah, let his X chromosome so he can be on even ground. You know, y'all
That
be
wouldn't
even.
work because I don't have a Y chromosome to match his energy.
No, you don't have to mention your part though. He gonna match you with his X.
And then I'm gonna have to get someone that matches him with his X and his
No, but
Y.
you can't do that. That'll be X.
That would
That'll
be
be
that would be fair
abuse.
game. That would be fair game for real. I don't have a Y, so I would have to find someone that meet his
Why?
chromosome.
Why? All right, so you came with the scientific stuff or whatever. Okay, so we gonna rock with that. Let me get a Lunar in here, man. What's the deal? Welcome back. I ain't seen you in a minute. I usually see you over there at classic room. What
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got for us, man? We just on the first two prompts. So the first one is how can you protect a non-submissive person?
Yeah, how's it going? Thanks for having me up. How's everybody doing tonight? Um, I've heard quite a few different takes to this question. One I agreed with earlier. Well, I mean, I didn't express it in the comments or anything, but one I align with is it's hard to be submissive towards somebody when you're blinded to it. Um, and somebody was saying like your masculinity kind of negates that, and I believe that to be the case because um you're not willing to be submissive if you're blinded to it and you can't see it. You understand what I mean?
Okay. All right. Real quick, y'all, everybody, let's do a little quick, like kind of a tap break, real quick. Try to get the least of 5K. Everybody can do it. Everybody can do it. It's a free ball, even if you in the, even if you're in the box or outside the box. Just everybody tap it on up. Get the 5K. Hashtag FYP. If you haven't joined the team, how I know you joined the team? Next to y'all name, you will have a heart. Costs 1 penny. It'll help put me on a popular lot. Right now, I got 283 members. Next to my name, you will see a heart. Just press that, and you will join. Uh, if y'all met, see, Faith. Look, I like Faith. I like her. There you go. So, dude, follow suit after what she just did right there. You feel me? She started a trend. See. Then also, if I have a YouTube just in case this app we don't know what the deal with this situation is. Y'all can go to my page, click on my page. You will see a YouTube icon and just subscribe, and follow. And I put my whole lives on there. You see all my old ones how I started and all the way to little bit until I got here. You know what I'm saying? Been doing this stuff for like 3 years now. But what else I feel like I missed out on? I did not like that I smacked my lip like that. That was kind of sassy. Take that back. I cut that part off. Also, so that's FYP. The likes, like the lights going super slow ever since I mentioned it. Likes. I feel like I'm missing something. I might have said everything. Hashtag FYP, and I think we good. Uh, I think okay, you got another one too, Lunar. The more masculine you are, the harder it is to submit. Do you agree or disagree, and why?
Well, it kind of goes along with what I was saying. The more masculine you are, the more unwilling you are able to actually be submissive or be willing to give to somebody else in your own desire. Because obviously that's what submission truly is the willingness to be able to give to somebody else to your own will, not to be confused with controlling. Because we oftentimes hear that, and I don't believe in controlling in that manner. So yeah, I would say the more masculine you are, the harder it is to submit. I agree because when somebody's not in their natural form or the right mindset, they they can't see it. They're blinded to it. It's just like if I was to point out something to somebody else and they were not in the right state of mind, an outside observation can be valuable, So it kind of works the same way with submission. And I think a lot of people are at a point this day and age where they're having acceptance with what submission truly is because people are really disconnected and they're more about being independent and instead of community based. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hey, that's funny, Tilly. I was just about to comment that though. You said, "Now I'm thinking about it," and I forgot you read the Bible too, right? So that's that's kind of that's kind of different. You say should only submit. Then you also said that you don't. This is a type of world why submit with each other, but it's like you can't be selective when it comes to the Bible. So I know you read it too, right? And say that a husband's to submit to wife. I mean, wives to submit to husbands. Right? What the freak? I'm saying. I think I said it right. I said it right. My bad. Wives submit to husband, but it does also say submit to one another. So it's not only that you submit to God, you should submit to one another. And then they did emphasize that the wives submit to that. So they do all submit to each other because
Yeah, I'm not
so
against
no, I'm
men
talking to
submitting to
Tilly. I'm
women.
talking to
Yeah,
Tilly in the
yeah.
comment.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. Like I'm not, and I'm also not against men submitting to their wives in the time of need. However, I do agree with the hierarchy of the book. It says God comes first, then man, then woman, then child. So overall, you should submit together, but with the final say of the man, as long as it correlates for you both.
But why do you agree with the hierarchy order in the Bible? I mean, that's why God gave us all our own brain. Why would you say that the child is last?
Because
Wait, what?
that's the faith that I was brought up to, follow. So that's the hierarchy that I follow and believe in.
But
I'm not
but
saying I'm
in
not.
real life, if something were to go down, wouldn't you put your child first?
Well, absolutely. But as far as the needs of the family and the order that it comes, the man and the woman create the child. So therefore, the child is submissive to the parents.
Yeah, but in
I'm
action.
about to say you got parents that submit to their children. That's
No,
probably
but
today's problem.
just no, but just part of today's problem. No, part of today's problem is that men don't know how to be fathers, and mothers don't know how to be. Women don't know how to be mothers. But anyways, if you really look at how you behave in a family dynamic, you can see that as soon as even before the baby's born, you're submitting to the baby because you have to make sure you eat properly. You have to make sure that you're not stressing your wife out during the pregnancy. So that's submitting to the baby from the moment of conception.
I think there's a big difference between submission and nurturing.
No, see,
Yes.
nature and nurture argument. Nurture, let me just educate you for 1 second. Nurture is the environment. So the environment that you're in, you can be submissive to your environment, yes. But nature, which is the individual, like you yourself submit to your environment, which means that like enhances my argument even more because you as an individual, when you get your wife pregnant, that's she's outside of you. So what you're doing is you're taking the environment into consideration, which is nurture, and you're making sure that she's fed in an appropriate way that's going to make the baby thrive when the baby come out.
Okay, well, I understand nurturing as to be able to provide and give growth and guidance.
No, that's not nurture. Nurture is
That
the
that
environment.
by textbook definition, that's nurture.
Have you ever heard of the nature nurture debate?
Well,
What's
We're
I
talking
don't
about
get what's the
nurture.
debate is.
I know
I've
what you're
just been
talking about. I know
informed.
what you're talking when you're talking about nurture as in when a baby comes out, the mother nurtures the baby by making sure she like gives the baby emotional support and things like that. But the real terminology nurture versus nature is not the same thing. But even if you want to say it your way, you still put that baby first as soon as you find out that that you conceived.
Okay, but what you're talking about is submitting to nurture
It's submitting to the baby first
in order to nurture the baby.
in order to ensure that the baby survives. Yeah.
That's nurturing. So you're submitting
No,
to nurture. That's two different things.
that's okay. No, listen, they are two different things. I just told you that. Yes, they are
Then
two different things.
then what's your argument? Because
My
you're
argument is
trying
that
to tell
you're
me,
submitting to the baby first.
but you're trying to tell me that submission and nurturing are the same
Well,
thing,
let's
and
forget
that's
about
not
the
the
nature and
case.
nurture thing because just let's look at your action when you conceive. The focus is on the health and if the baby thrives, and that depends on you and your wife. So then you submit to that child once the moment of conception.
I don't think that. I just want to say it doesn't mean that you neglect your child just because
No
you're.
one said the word neglect at all up here.
I was just making sure.
No one's talking about neglect.
But you still
We're
have
talking
you
about
still have faith, right?
submission. We're talking about submission. I don't know where you came with neglect.
Okay, but your original statement was, why do I believe that's the hierarchy if I submit to the kids first?
Mm-hmm.
No, I did not say
Yes,
that.
yeah, yes, you did. Yes, you
Let me
did.
repeat.
Yes, you did.
Let me repeat what I said. I said, why do you follow the hierarchy of order in the Bible when in actuality in real life you when you have children you absolutely positively and I can prove that you submit to the child before you submit to your wife or yourself. You
I
submit
mean,
to that's what I said.
I
And
don't know.
and
Like I
and
would say
and
this
see,
though.
this is why I get dropped because you see how Faith want to be a cheerleader for the other guy instead of minding her business. That's why I get dropped.
I
Okay,
don't
well,
get it. She
here's the
didn't
Not
even.
for
Why you
fact.
still going after
monologuing.
her? She
It's
didn't
a
even say not a word up
Yes,
there.
she
conversation.
But
Is
did
it
say
not?
it. Why are you not paying attention?
Oh my
what did she
Here's
say?
goodness.
the fact,
Hold up, real
Tansy.
quick. Hold up. What did she say? What did she say?
Well, she said neglect, and nobody. I didn't say nothing about
You
neglect.
still saying the same exact thing. You've been attacking her
No,
ever since, and she's cleared
no,
it up and
I'm
said she
not.
never said neglect.
Yes, she
So
did say
Say
neglect.
neglect.
okay,
I
so
was
we got that squashed a while ago. You still talking
No,
about
it
that?
wasn't a
So
while ago. It was just a
let me talk
second
about the part
ago.
about
That's
the
why I get
Bible, right?
dropped
Okay, right,
because
right, right.
you're having favoritism. And
Okay.
instead of just
Who said anything? I don't know. What did you just look
because
for?
you're
If you
saying she
want to
didn't
look
say
for?
something that she
Okay,
absolutely
she said
said.
it. Cool, right? What you gonna do? What, arrest her or something? It is what it
No,
is.
what
What
are
you? I
you gonna
mean,
do?
shit.
Drop me or something?
Just because she didn't argue with you, now you gonna
No,
go
I'm
back
not
for her again.
arguing. You made it into an argument by jumping in and saying she didn't say
No,
something
I'm
that she
talking about something
absolutely
else.
did
You still got
say.
your little feelings hurt from
No one's
neglecting from a
getting
long
their
time ago.
feelings
I'm not
hurt, but
talking
I'm
about
not
that.
gonna let you gaslight me and act like she didn't say
Okay.
what she said.
All right, whatever. Who cares? You care about it
I
more than anything.
obviously we're having a conversation about
All right, so
your
we
your,
talking about the
your
Bible, right? We talking about the
background.
Bible, right? So it's obvious you don't believe in the Bible or
I
something
do
like that.
believe it
No,
doesn't
you
matter if I
don't. You
believe in
don't
the
because
Bible
you're
or not.
saying
I
where
asked
in the
a
Bible do
simple
it say you submit
question.
to your kid?
I said that I asked a man a legitimate question and he didn't even take offense to it like you are, and I'm not even asking you the
Where
question.
I'm asking you a question now because now it's my turn because you've been going back and forth
Yeah,
saying some
I'm
weird
gonna go
stuff, but
on
now you
mute
talking about
so
the
that
Bible
because
now,
now
so now
you're
I
in
have
your
to.
feminine energy.
Got you. You got me right. Okay, you sweet. All I'm saying is that where in the Bible do it say you submit to a child, or Tansy made that up? Is
I
that a
didn't make
Tansy
shit up.
Bible, a
I
Tansy
didn't make
verse?
shit up. The other guy
Right. So
said it,
show
not
me a
me.
scripture where it say
I just
you submit to your
responded.
child.
I never said it in the Bible. I
Okay, right.
said,
So now you
listen,
putting in words just
Kevin,
like you
why
claim
don't
that
you
Faith put in words about you neglecting, right?
no,
Hold on real quick.
listen,
You can
you
let her
got a
rock though.
short attention
So
span. I
how
didn't say that.
you, uh, you so you didn't say you submit to your child.
I said, why do
I let
it's
you say it three times up here. Now you got Alzheimer's because I
listen.
guess you're getting
No,
old or
you
something like
have
that, and now you saying
Alzheimer's
it out.
and you
Yeah,
have
I
a
mean you
lack
older than
of
me though, so it's on you acting like you don't
you
remember what you
acting
just said.
emotional right now. Get out of your
Okay, you
feminine
got me. That's
energy.
cool though, but you keep proving you just
No, I
throwing
was
out
talking to
anything
the
because you
other
just
guy
losing
and
from this
he
point.
made at least he was calm. You're all acting all
So,
extra
yeah, I guess
emotional.
everybody not calm because they challenge you getting challenged right now.
I'm
For all
not
I'm
getting
saying is,
challenged.
if
You're
you
getting
speaking on the
challenged
Bible,
because
right?
you're
You
mad
speaking on the
because
Bible.
you're just mad because you
So
can't
if
have
you
an
don't
intellectual
know about the Bible,
conversation.
then don't speak on it,
It has
right?
nothing to do with the Bible. Oh, you're about to make me get dropped.
No, you about to make yourself because you don't know how to have a
No,
conversation because you're not
you
used
don't
to
know how
getting
to have a
challenged.
conversation. I was having a conversation. You're
Okay,
just
I'm
mad
asking
because
you
it's
a
high.
question
You're just
about because
mad because it's highfalutin.
I'm asking you. I ain't no mad because I just don't like people. I guess you saying throwing in extra words.
I'm
You
not
saying you
throwing in
throwing
extra words, sir.
so like I said, show me in the Bible where it say you submit to your kid.
And I
That's what
told
y'all been
you,
debating about this whole entire time.
just like I told the man, he naturally does it in his environment outside of what the Bible is saying. That's all I said. I don't need to make a project out of this.
Okay, so you don't see it in there, and do you saying
You
you
don't need
asking
to
people?
see it in there.
You ask.
In real life,
Oh
you
my
submit
gosh,
to your
bro.
child first.
No, you don't.
He
No, you
was
don't.
saying, and
You using the
that's what
wrong
he and
word.
I were talking about.
No, you
And
don't. You
nor
use
did
the wrong
he
word.
get
You raise your child.
angry.
You don't submit to your
And
child.
yes,
That's
you
your
do
problem.
submit to your
That's what I'm
child, and
saying.
you
You talk
got
about
mad,
parents don't know how to parent and stuff.
and
You
you
showing
got
it right
mad.
now.
You submit to the baby as soon as
No, you freaking
once
don't.
you
That's what
conceive.
y'all
Yes,
little
you
soft
do
women do
because you have to.
nowadays. You
You don't comprehend. See, that's the
y'all be like,
problem.
"Ooh,
Is your
baby,
comprehension level?
you are my world and all this stuff," and let your kids
No,
run you
it's
over.
just
That's
that
the
the baby
problem.
has certain needs before the baby comes
Yeah,
out.
but that's what I'm saying. You can't say
That's how
because
you
you submit to your
submit.
baby that everybody else do.
Listen, Kevin, you're embarrassing yourself on your own DM platform. Let me be
No, you just
quiet.
say anything, but you're not proving that I'm
Yes,
embarrassing
I
myself
am
because you're just
proving it. You're
talking.
having an argument with me like you're a
I'm not
female.
having no
Stop it.
argument. I'm just challenging everything you saying from this
Okay,
point. That's all I'm saying. You
Kev,
just
I
like
got a
hearing
question.
yourself. Hold on, y'all even gotta y'all really don't have to mute her though because I mean I just
No,
be
No,
I'm
the
just
everybody knew her.
because I just want
yes,
to
you
see if
guys
she know
are
that. I just
muting
want to know
me.
if she can answer a straight
I
question
did
without
answer
deflecting.
it
That's all it
straight.
is.
And that's
Huh?
what I'm saying. You and your mods, you're all biased and you're haters.
All right, you say everything like that when you get your feelings hurt and when you get
No,
challenged
I
on
don't
things. I
have
understand
feelings.
that.
Remember, I'm a narcissist. I don't have
Right,
feelings.
but it's
I
obvious
lack
that you get your
empathy.
feelings. That's why you don't let people talk.
I'm
Cause I know
not.
I talked to you long
I was
enough.
talking to the young man and he didn't even get his feelings hurt. You
It
got
don't
your
it don't matter.
feelings
Okay,
hurt.
I'm talking to you, right?
Yeah,
Cause
and you're the
I
one
let
that's
y'all exchange
hyper.
long enough. I
Can you
let y'all
hear
exchange.
your
Well, why you
voice?
talking about him?
Did you hear your voice? Your voice, you're getting very emotional over nothing.
Okay, you keep saying the same thing. Change it up a little bit,
Listen,
Tansy.
he's the
So
one that's talking to me. You're mad
okay,
because he's talking to me?
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, everybody's mad. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna just move off you because I forgot you love this. You fuel off this
Oh,
situation
whatever.
up.
Say what you want to
It's
say,
what you
but
be
you
looking for
can't
all
win
the
an
time,
argument.
anyways.
You're not making
So,
sense, Kevin.
so Neo, you next, my brother. Uh, I think so. I think we was talking about submission, right? So the more on the matter of fact, you gotta get the first one though. How can you protect the non-submissive person, Neo?
How can you protect a non-submissive person? And good morning,
Yeah.
everybody. Good morning.
What's the deal, brother?
It's cool. It's cool. I was having fun though. You should have could have kept it going. I don't know. I just like that little
And
extreme
sometimes
for
it
a
gets a
second.
point that you're not. Yeah,
N-
you gotta
Jealous
stop.
because
I
Some
know.
somebody
I
gotta
feel
give
you.
in.
Oh,
So
oh,
I'm gonna
hey,
submit
oh,
to this
Tansy, come
conversation
on,
though.
man.
no, he's just jealous because I can have
Hands up.
intellectual conversation. He's not
Neo,
used to
answer the
it.
question, bro. Just answer the question,
Hands
dude.
up, Tansy. Hands up. I'm good. We're good. We're on the roller coaster together now. We all right. All right. So non-submission. What do you mean by non-submission? Like the non-submit.
Non sub person that's not submissive. How can you protect the person that's not submissive?
Oh, that's how can you protect them? Well, you can't. There's no way to protect somebody like that because they're vulnerable to anything. They're just either vulnerable, like open to anything, or they're just naive. So you can't protect them. You just have to be the type of person that has that's empathetic enough to just make sure that you don't let themselves get taken advantage of. There's people that are just out there walking around that are just walking targets, and there are people out there that's willing to take advantage of them. So you can't protect anybody like that. They have to learn to protect themselves at some point. I don't
Okay.
know if that makes sense.
The more I gotta charge this other phone. Think about it. The more masculine you are, the harder it is to submit. How you feel
Whew.
about that? That's men and women.
Well, okay. The more masculine you are, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything right now for that one because I think we tie masculinity to being to the definition that you just gave, but I don't think it works that way because repeat the question one more time for me. You know it's early in the morning.
Yeah, just the more masculine you are. So you gotta first off, people need to look. We gotta look up what are masculine traits and feminine traits. And then even with this, where I was coming from with it is if you notice that people that's very masculine, alpha males, freaking, they are one of the hardest ones to submit. Even just a super masculine women that can't take a L in certain things, they got to be so assertive that they are not willing to submit. So that's on the same thing on both ends. So what I notice is that they are the hardest to submit or give in because they have to be assertive in anything that they're in, jobs and all that. Anybody in
Yep.
leadership things, it's just super hard for them to do it. Or even so, that's where I'm coming from with that. The more masculine you are, which is a masculine trait, which is assertiveness and competitive, all that stuff. Like that's masculine traits. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, you saw what just happened there. We just kind of described it in that very way. Like, I don't think people try to kind of use masculinity in this kind of like, I'm gonna overpower you. I'm gonna take control of everything, and
Yeah,
you
that's a
can sit
masculine
down.
trait.
It is, but it isn't at the same time. It needs to get turned on at a certain time. If you masculine all the time, it sounds like the way you just made it sound. It just
Yes,
sounds
because it
overbearing.
makes sense. It do make sense. And the reason why you can't say it is and it isn't, it makes sense because it is time. That's just like ego, right? It
Yeah.
is time where you have to, no matter what, I was gonna say be stubborn, right? It's times you have to be stubborn or stand 10 tones on what you believe in, right? Because what they say,
Yes.
if you some with something, you fall for anything. What is it? Hold up, what's the word?
If
if
you
you don't
don't stand
stand
for
enough, you'll
yourself,
fall for
You
anything. So
fall for
that's some
anything. Yeah.
true stuff. You know what I'm saying? So some things you do have to stand 10 toes, but some people got to stand 10 toes on everything. You know what I'm saying? That they're
It,
not willing to be receptive to other things or submit, right? So that, I mean, it's nothing wrong with math, but it's wrong when you overdo it, because I believe life is balanced. You know what I'm saying? So just like a feminine trait, what they said is surrender, right? Surrender,
yes.
or aka probably you could say submit, right?
Submitted.
So but
Yep.
if you submit so dang on much, you get used, you get, so it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? So but we got, I mean,
Exactly.
okay, yeah, so there's nothing wrong with it.
No, there's nothing wrong with it at all. It's just the way you see it. It's because we get into this place where we feel like it's a feeling. It's not what you think it is. It's a feeling that you get. It's the feeling of inadequacy. You don't feel there's something that you're missing that you didn't get. Maybe it's validation that you didn't get at an early age that you're in search for. So you look for it in the next partner that you get, or the next part of your life that you go into. You're seeking it, you're looking for it because you never felt it before. Nobody's ever pat you on the back and said, "Good job." So you just got this empty, you're trying to fill that cup of good job everywhere you go, where nobody knows that's what you're looking for because you're not asking for it. And if you did ask for it, what do you look like? That's the question I ask people. If you did ask for it, what would you look like?
Well, Neo, with that intellectual thinking process, you might just get dropped.
Tansy, I know you were going to unmute somewhere down the line. I was just waiting. But no offense to you. I love it. I love the way you go with it. But that's it. That's basically it. It's validation. We all want it. We all just need it. It's nothing wrong with it. It just feels funny when you ask for it. You just want it to come naturally. But sometimes you're just waiting for it so much, you hunger for it, and when you don't see it come, you're just finding every way possible to pull it from out there. And if you don't get it, you get kind of frustrated and angry. And it spills over across other people as looking like, I'll let you think to the answer. You know what it looks like. Maybe we don't want to admit it.
What's that? I just got back, my bad, brother.
No,
What
it's
look like?
bad. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, I had to plug
I
my
can't
phone.
define it for it. I can't define it for nobody. Everybody defines it differently
What's
because
that
everybody's
divine what?
validation.
Oh, validation. Oh yeah, the validation. Everybody look for that. That's something. That's a human thing.
Everybody.
It
Yeah,
just depends on what
exactly.
you're trying to get validated for. I think that'd be the problem. Some people try to get validated for the silliest things. Am I
You're
as
right.
cool as you? Stuff. I don't know.
So it's
Validated
a
to be,
personal thing.
yeah, personal, but some of them personal things can affect us.
Everybody.
Some of them, if you validate the right things, you know that you're going down the right
Well,
path.
if it's gonna affect everybody if you let it just spew out. If you're looking for it too hard, it's gonna affect other people. If you just wait till it
Oh, if you
comes, it's
depend
different.
on it, right? If you depend on it.
That's what I mean. It's a personal thing. You're explaining it. You're doing it. You got it. It's a personal thing. It's you making it something. It's other people. You're trying to reflect it on other people, but it's just you. It's something personal. Nobody else is
You just
experiencing it.
confused me
Just
that quick though,
just
but
you.
we rock with that though. So
Gotcha.
what is that? I think we on, because I think everybody answered already though. So we on open panel now. So what did y'all hear and add to, take away, whatever on y'all mind? What y'all got for me? Whoever unmute first, I guess. Anything. Okay.
what's the question again? Okay.
Huh?
I said, what's the question again?
It was just open panel. That's all it is. So whatever you heard that you wanted to address or whatever, add to, take away, agree with it, disagree with it, something. I don't know. Otherwise, we can go to the next.
All I'm gonna say is, when it comes to masculine women. You ain't gotta sit up here. If you want to continue to be masculine, be masculine. But understand that your way is not working. And that's why you continuing to get the same results you're getting when it comes to your dating life. Um, a lot of people don't understand when you constantly having messed up results and you're constantly moving on in situations, that just shows there's a problem with you. And I say with you because it's like whether you keep on picking bad people or people who make bad choices, bad decisions, putting you in bad positions, that shit is a you thing. You gotta fix you so you won't run into people like that. You gotta understand you to the point where you can notice certain behavior so you won't sit up here and be in your masculine energy. You will be eventually meet somebody who you can be soft around, who you can sit up here and talk to, who you don't have to sit up here and raise your voice every 5 seconds or constantly repeat yourself. A person will hear you the first time and you don't even have to yell. I think a lot of the craziest thing is, like I said, it be you getting the same results because you don't want to change certain things or certain ways about you. And I think sometimes you really got to look in the mirror and say, well, if I want to get to a great ending result or goal when it comes to certain situations I put myself in, then I gotta sit up here and put in some work to sit up here and fix certain parts of self so I can have a healthy mind to sit up here and know what to go for and what is acceptable when it comes to life. But yeah, I
If you
see.
take are you finished?
Go ahead, Jancy.
If you take submission and you look at it from that perspective, you will never have a healthy relationship. Because if we had people who were submissive and a female who thinks that they need to be submissive in order to keep a man, then that man is going to you're just going to be a carpet. Simple as that. And being submissive is being something opposite than agreeable is not a bad thing. And matter of fact, I've been very successful. Matter of fact, I've been more successful. A lot of people on this panel, they think if they're submissive, if they're traditional, that they get to keep the husband and they get to keep the respect. And they have no respect. And not even on when they're moderators on this DM TikTok, they are being used and they don't even know it. Submissive people are oblivious to being used as a carpet. They don't even think on their own. It's like an echo chamber. I would never in my life want to be an echo chamber. I would never in my life want to have to mute someone who is just making a really valid point. I would never want to drop someone because they don't have the same thinking process as you guys are all robots. I don't understand what you're talking about right now.
Of course, you're the only one that don't understand. Gotcha.
No,
But
Neo, he
it's
has
called
his own
submissive talk.
thinking
Only
Tansy.
submissive
process.
people can hear
No,
it.
no, Neo
So
has his own thinking process, which you said you got confused about. Then linear without
everybody got their own thinking
Luna
process.
has
So
his own thinking process, which he done forgot what his point was. I read it in a comment. And then Faith, she just said something that was left key and no one was talking about. Now
It's
I'm
not
just
yeah,
wondering how
you.
many people are gonna cater to you, Kevin, and just give you what you want to hear so that they can stay up on this panel.
it's not that I forgot it
Tansy
I really,
intentionally.
girl.
It's that I purposely forgot it because it served me no point after which you kept going. So I have a question. Why do people dox others for personal issues?
You just doxed me. You asked you. Why don't you answer that question?
I'm asking you because I'm
You
not the
just
one with
doxed
any
me, so
issues.
you answer the question. Why did you just dox me then?
I didn't dox you for
Yes,
a
you
personal
did. You
issue.
just
No,
did.
no. Actually, if you remember, I went
Oh,
silent so
now
I didn't have to
listen.
deal with the
Just
problem.
You are the problem. You're the one that won't put your baby first. You want to be
Yeah,
conditioned. You're
that's crazy. So
brainwashed
you
by the
said that's what
Bible.
you do? That's what you do in
No,
your
he's
stuff?
brainwashed by the Bible
So I
where
can
he
imagine
won't.
if you do
He
this to
doesn't
people
even.
online, you probably do that to your man too. Like, as soon as you
But
don't
at least
agree,
I have a
you
man, though.
Wait,
got
wait,
your
wait.
According
female.
Hold
to
on. Wait, wait, wait. Who
according to
are you?
she.
Wait, who are
Wait a
you?
minute. Hold
Who
up.
are you to question
Who?
my beliefs? I am
Listen.
my
Who are
own
you
person.
to not question your own beliefs? But
Who are
Exactly.
you?
she was
You
saying
make no decision
you
on my life.
you need
So
to
you're
have a
the one that
decision on
came.
your life, and you need to put your baby first.
You are the
Tansy
one
just
that
don't
asked
understand
me
the
about
submissive
my
thing at
faith.
all.
I didn't ask you.
Nee, stop being a panderer. I'm not even
You are
talking
the
to
one.
you.
You are
Stop
the
trying
one
to
that
get
came
into
to me
something.
questioning my faith. I
She
So
didn't
got to do
question
this
you.
every
You
day,
can
man.
drop
I know
from
that's
the
just gonna be
wild because you just
stressful,
doing
bro.
too
you guys can
much.
do what you normally do when you can't handle an intellectual person because you lack the
Well,
capability.
hey, at least your man do it right.
It's
He
That's
easy to
do
all.
it.
That's
sound.
all I care about. That's
It's
all I care
easy to
about.
That's
sound
cool though. So
intelligent without
It's
you know.
practicing
easy to
wisdom.
sound
Okay.
intelligent. That
And
doesn't even make sense.
everybody that don't have a backbone like you say your man don't have. So
No,
everybody's a
my
sucker.
you're saying that
Everybody's
my
a
man
what you call
don't.
it?
My
Because no,
man
in
has a
order to deal with a
backbone.
person like
I'm
you, they would
very,
literally have to
very
have no
open.
backbone.
Listen,
No, they would
stop
have to
stop
have no backbone. They
criticizing
would have
my
to be a
man.
straight up sucker. That's
Kevin,
what it is.
stop
Because
criticizing my man. You don't even know him.
you basically saying
Stop
just because a
criticizing
person
him.
just like you ran
Stop
earlier, right? You said
criticizing
if a
him.
person run they live a certain way that everybody's catering to.
No,
Well,
you
it's
no,
called
you
respecting somebody's house. You know
no,
what I'm saying? Just like everybody when we go to
listen.
your platform,
This
we
is not an
respect your
echo
house.
chamber. It's not
No, I
no, on
mean,
my
you,
platform, it's
oh
not an
my
echo
gosh.
chamber. I don't have an echo
Then
Whatever.
why are
chamber.
Okay,
you
but
making it
what I'm saying,
one?
hold up
Then
real
why are
quick,
you
brother.
making it one?
Everybody can have their
Hold
own
up, man.
opinion. The only
Because it's
thing
like the thing is the thing is you just I guess you just I don't know what hurt your little feelings
listen, the
earlier.
last time I was
I
up
don't know
here,
what
people
hurt
got
your little
mad because
feelings
I have
earlier, and
five
it's like you
degrees.
cannot stop running your mouth ever
You
since
can't
you
stop
done
running
got your
your
feelings hurt
mouth.
from a while ago. As soon as one person disagree with you, it's a freaking problem.
It's supposed to be.
And I
It's called
believe
a
you got it in you
dialogue.
though, and I believe you got it in you. Like last time, and I seen
No,
before.
it was
Like
the 5 degrees that she got
I
mad
just
about.
had to block freaking Jerome because all he do is push the messages and can't listen. I actually was just bragging,
Jerome is
not even
ignorant.
bragging. I said I can at least deal with you a little bit because you tried to hear until you get a little emotional when your Y chromosomes start getting affected
I
and you
don't
can't
have a
hear
Y
nobody. And
chromosome.
as soon as one or two person
You have a
don't
Y chromosome
so
and you have an X
whatever. We got the
chromosome.
X code. Okay, X. My bad. We got it.
See, that's what I'm
That's all
saying.
you heard out of
You
what I
can't
said though.
comprehend.
Tansy, you still not listening.
I
She
don't have to
don't,
listen
and I
to
don't
him.
see
I'm
how
not
her. She got a
submissive.
man that deal
I'm
with that
not
though. That's
submissive,
crazy.
baby girl.
And she
You
bragging about
listen.
that. You better
You
just hey, just
listen.
don't stop giving them punani, and you'll see how long you
Listen,
got
it's
him around.
Panani.
Cause
It's
that got to be the only
Panani.
thing making him
Stop
stick
trying to
around.
speak patois when you're not Jamaican. It's Panani.
Yeah, whatever it is, that's all
It's
you worried about is
Panani.
correction. That's all you do. I don't even see how you keep a man like that. Even though
But
I
that's
guess
because I do
even
other
though you say you had
things.
3 relationships, which makes sense
I
though,
had
and I can
no, I
understand
had
why.
three. I have very long term. I had a marriage for
Three,
22 years.
yeah,
You have
three
not even,
marriages,
some of these
right?
women have never
Yeah,
been
and it makes
married
sense
because they're
though.
not
It makes
marriage
sense. It
material.
it
And I'm
makes
engaged and we're getting
sense.
ready to get married again. Yes. But there's some
That's
women that
cool. Yeah, that's
never
cool
gotten
though.
married.
Yeah,
There's
that's
some
cool.
women that's never gotten married. So please,
Yeah,
it's definitely a
don't throw it on
flex.
them though. But
And
then you have
oh,
people
then
that's
who do I
actually
throw it
submissive
on?
that's still married and stuff, and
Then
they know
who do
how
I
to
throw it
still.
on then? If there's a woman that's never gotten married throughout her whole entire life, then who do I throw it on?
You don't need
The
to be
man?
throwing it on anyone. Stop projecting. That's
Listen,
the
you
problem.
stop, stay out of my conversation with Kev. When I'm getting at you, then you can talk, but not
I
until
don't
then.
think so. I don't think so
Well,
because
she
you
is
cut me
super
off plenty of
masculine.
I didn't
times, and I
cut you
don't
off
have
because I don't
that. I
even
don't
know
have
you to
that.
cut you off. You haven't made any legitimate points.
Kev, I'm gonna make this clear to you, man. I'm not a mod, but your conversation is not gonna go anywhere like this, man.
Hey, I already know. I know the deal. I know the deal. All
First
right,
of
I
all,
know the
I
deal.
can already tell what type of person you are. So yeah, Kev, your conversation ain't gonna go nowhere, man.
Yeah, I'm a kind of person that won't
I
tolerate
think that
shit from
if you
someone
need
like
to, I
you.
think you need to drop
Have
her,
you ever
man.
met
So
Tansy before though, Luna?
what?
because you got to get to a point that you got to know who you're talking to sometimes. And
I've seen her. I've
I know
seen her
who Luna
around.
is. I
I've
yeah, I'm
know
about to
seen.
who
say yeah. So
Luna is.
this like some things you don't even have to take personal because that's all
First of
she
all,
do on
this
this
is
app.
he doesn't know anything about a
That yeah,
soul in a
because all
woman.
she do on this app is just throw insults when she don't have it her way, and
No, he
she want
doesn't. This
everybody to. Then
I'm a melanated
she looked
woman.
to get dropped every last live, and I
I'm
don't
a
know.
melanated.
I believe is, and I know what it is. It's just a traumatic type thing, and she get a thrill and a
I
out of
don't
it.
get
That's
a
why when you
thrill out
drop
of
her,
this. Do you hear me
that's why when you
laughing?
drop her, that she start dancing in the comments and stuff because she get a thrill out this stuff. Like she loved the feeling and whatever because something that's not going on at home, something she missing out on at home.
It's
Why she got to
because
come on
you
this app?
guys can't take an
It's something that
educated woman.
she
You
get on
guys
this
don't
app
like me
or
because
whatever
I'm
that she ain't getting
educated.
from her man, so she got to come
No,
on
you
here and
guys
look for
don't like
attention from
me.
everybody
No,
else because
it's
that's the only time she
TikTok.
get the center of attention.
No,
Unless
it's
you know
TikTok
that
because you guys
and
don't
that
like
no,
educated
we
women.
understand.
My
It's
man
a
likes my
traumatic thing
five
that's
degrees.
happening right
Every
now.
time
The
I
reason
mention
why
my 5 degrees, you guys drop me.
it's yeah, then
And
that
then you
five
say that
degrees
I
still
don't
ain't
need my
helping you from
degrees.
it still ain't helping you, man.
And
You
then,
talk about
yes,
the
it did
five
help
degrees
me.
and
Yes,
just
the
like you
fuck
said,
it
you ain't
did.
doing nothing with
And
them.
that's why I like bringing it up over here because you guys are all jealous. You're haters of my
And
five
that's like I said,
degrees.
whatever make you feel good. I understand you look
I
for an
heard you
ego
guys talking
boost.
about me.
You look for a boost
No,
because you're
you
not getting
let your
something
ma drop me
at
so
home.
she can go on a rant about my 5 degrees.
Got you.
I heard what
All
she
right.
said.
So yeah, I know you love to be in the center of attention, so I'm gonna leave you alone again. I know you're just like a fly or something like that. You'll
And
leave
not only that,
on
but
you.
he doesn't understand a melanated woman and the passion that we have. So he can't
Got
even
you. Got
relate.
you. Blame it on you, melanated woman. No, you
Yeah,
just
he
unhinged.
wouldn't understand us. Of
You
course,
just
he's gonna
unhinged.
say
Don't put
this
on a melanated
conversation's
woman.
gonna
There's
go
plenty of
nowhere.
Wait,
melanated women up here.
who is he? Are you just? Are you talking about me?
I said he. So if
Yeah.
it feels like you, then maybe it is you. I
I
said
didn't say
he.
that. I'm
I
asking
said
what you're
he.
referring
I
She
to.
not
said
about to
he.
answer that
Are you
straight
a
though.
he?
She like talking in code because she
I'm
whatever. But
asking
don't
what
put
you're
it on the melanated
referring to.
woman
I'm
though.
not
It's just
getting
you.
offended
Oh
It's
my
just
gosh,
you.
you
Why are
saying
you
he
asking if I'm
direct?
talking about you?
because it's
I
just a
said he.
question.
I
It's
said
just a
he.
question.
Is there
Okay.
are you not melanated?
I'm
So I think we kind
half.
of done with this topic. I think everybody went through this one though. So let's
We
close
still
on
didn't
this.
get to the cops. That's what we was waiting
Oh, the
on.
cop. Let's get it though.
Yeah,
Let's get
because
it in.
it's
Bad boy, what you want? What you wanna do? Who haven't answered this one? My boy chilling. Listen, I ain't seen him in that bar. He was up in
What
the
up,
bar.
Kev? What up, Kev? First of
Hey,
all, what
what's
up,
the deal,
Kev?
man?
You
What's the
doing your
deal?
thing?
Don't agree with me. You're gonna turn into a robot. You got to do a little disagreement so you don't be a robot. Watch
Tansy,
out.
I don't care what anyone's saying about you. I love you. You know that. You're always gonna be a favorite for me. Uh, I was gonna go back to the top if I could, just real quick.
Go ahead.
How can you protect a non-submissive person? First thing that comes to mind is that scene in the 300, the Spartans,
Uh-huh.
when that developmentally delayed guy, he wanted to join the team, and the king Leonidas was telling him, you can't protect the people to your side in the back, right? So you
Yeah.
got to have a team. Like if you got a few people that are down, you can be submissive and not watch your back as long as you know the person behind you's got your back. That's the only way I could think of that. To have somebody who would protect the weak side of that submissive side, and it's going to take a strong, non-submissive person to know that they ain't got to turn around and watch that back. The more masculine you are, the harder it is to submit, agree, or disagree. Why? I disagree. Because it takes a strong masculine person to be able to lay down his sword or lay on his sword if it's time to submit. And there's a difference between submission and surrender. We talked about that, so that skip on that. Why is gender roles, quote unquote, such a trigger word today? And it seems that single and unhappy people have a problem with it. I don't know if the unhappy people have a problem with it. I think it's the miserable people that have a problem with it. There's a difference between being unhappy and miserable. Like I'd rather be unhappy than miserable myself. But the gender roles, I think it's just, I don't know. I can't answer that. And then we can go into the cops now.
All right. I guess we start with the cops. Bad boy. Let's start with Neo. Then we gonna go down. Neo down, then main thing and down. Uh, why argue with cops when you know it can cost our life?
Misprint your life.
Hmm? What was that? That sounded like a muff. I don't know what that was. Oh, you there, Neo? What the heck going on?
Oh, I'm here. I don't know.
Oh,
I
there you
heard
go.
something. I heard something pop on. I don't know.
Oh,
I was
I ain't
just
know what
waiting.
happened. I just looked away. I ain't know what happened that fast. But yeah, I was asking, what's the deal, Empress of Rising? Greetings, greetings. Um, the question was, why argue with the cop when you know it can cost our life?
Oh, that's a great question, right? Why
Mm-hmm.
argue with a cop? You know he has the authority to do. They have given him the authority to uphold the law, and unless you know what the law is, hey, that's the great question. You have to know what the laws are to protect yourself. So you gotta submit to that authority at one point,
Mm,
because at
facts.
the end of the day, he has one thing that you don't. He has the protection of the law behind him.
Mm,
So if you step out of line, you're at a disadvantage already, unless you know what you're doing. That's why they'll tell most people to stay quiet. Don't say anything. Just comply. If you're
mm,
innocent, you shouldn't have a problem. Okay, it's just going to be an inconvenience.
mm.
Now, the only time you know it's going to be a problem is if you're looking for a problem.
Facts.
And then trust me, he's going to win because he's got backup. Unless you got the same backup that he does, oh, he's going to show you.
Neil, you know that we don't have to do nothing for a cop who is a bad cop to unalive us. We can be as
Yeah.
submissive as we want to be, but that's not going to help us if we're brown. It's our skin color that triggers some cops. So you already know that that's not true.
No, yeah, you could say that. Yeah, there are some cops that are extreme, but there are people that are extreme. So we can't meet
It's
every cop at the
That's
same
even more of
place.
a reason why we should shut our mouth so we don't give them a reason.
Exactly.
no, people have shut their mouths, and please,
What if?
cops
So was
still
you gonna argue with
unalive
them and get
our
shot even
men.
faster? What the heck?
Excuse me, George Floyd did shut his mouth. Trayvon Martin, even though Zimmerman was
No,
a
well,
security
that's
guard,
that's inaccurate.
he was
That's
All right,
running.
so
inaccurate.
we'll get on
Listen,
your turn
George
then, because
Floyd,
I see
I
what.
followed
Tansy,
George Floyd. Wait a minute,
Tansy,
don't
that's
tell me that I
inaccurate.
was
What
wrong.
happened
All
at the
he had
store?
was a
What
$20
happened at the store?
counterfeit.
Tell the story.
Watch
Tell
out,
the story of
watch
what
out, because
happened
if
in
you
the
don't
store.
agree with her, you're gonna
I
have not
will
a
tell
mind
the
of your
story.
own.
If
Repeat.
this
Tell the
isn't
story.
funny, you wouldn't like if it was one of your family members. But like
Tell
I
us the
said,
Yeah, I
story.
wouldn't like if
he
my
had a
family member didn't know how
counterfeit.
to
I
shut up.
will if Kevin shut his mouth.
No, what?
Oh,
Tansy,
damn.
My boy.
oh,
So
this is,
yeah, go
hold
ahead.
on,
Go.
hold on.
Just
It's
finish.
not even on
Finish
her.
up,
It's on
Neo, though, because I
Leo.
don't know why she
It's
just
on
cut in the
Leo
middle.
still.
I do not see. I don't see how the heck she married, bro. That don't make no sense. One second.
Well, just like we say, no, we don't know what somebody's life is.
Boy,
Hey, listen,
I'm lovable.
you
What
could
the
imagine
hell?
if you when they talk long enough.
there you go. They'll tell you all about themselves.
Neo,
I love you, Tansy. You know that.
Everybody love Tansy, man.
She knows it too. That's why she does it.
She prepared me for things in real life. I swear,
It's good practice. It's good practice, right?
very.
But yeah, that's all it is. You're gonna be force is gonna be met with force. Now, if your force is not bigger than the other force, than the police force, you're probably gonna lose. No matter what you look at it. So hey, have your lawyer on speed dial, folks. If you know you're that type of person,
Mm,
have somebody on retainer. Find one of those things on the internet that gives you like law protection. Just shut your mouth. Turn your camera on to protect yourself. Put yourself on a live or something. and then make the cop accountable. That's all it is.
Right.
But if you try to think you're gonna meet force with force, it's just like trying to
Mm.
fight a giant. What are you gonna do?
Mm.
The giant's just gonna smash you. And is it the giant's fault that you didn't know what what it could do, or is it your fault thinking you could take on the giant?
My boy wanted this be seen so bad he had to put it in caps.
All right,
Bring
so
your
I'm gonna
bring
mute there, brother.
your everybody's remedial self up in the up in the panel then so we can talk. Go ahead, Loner.
Neo took most of the good points, but I'll add on and piggyback off of that. That just goes to say I agree with pretty much everything he said. When we step outside, we take a risk. Everybody takes a risk, some more than others. That's not for any one person to determine. So, if you have an encounter with the police, I would say keep it cordial. Do what they say. We live in an age where we have devices in our vehicles. We have cell phones that can record. We have dash cams, that kind of stuff. We have the same equipment that police can have. We have some sort of capability to have the same devices that protect us. It, obviously there are extenuating circumstances that happened. I'm not overlooking that, but the majority of the time you don't always see that. Otherwise, everyone would be unalived by the police. Everyone, and that's not happening. So, I would say, if you have an encounter with the police, have your device ready, put it on record, follow, comply. If it doesn't suit you justice, take it to the court, fight it the right way.
All right, for sure, for sure. Conscious, what you got for me? If he ain't fall asleep in the box, he had been quiet for a minute. I want to leave this spot open anyways for my man's whenever he bring his all cap self. You can come up in the. I know you want to be heard and sing. Just come up in the box. You got a spot for you, brother. And we can ask yo. I can tell y'all belong with each other because y'all come with the name colors on this thing. Some of this stuff don't go the way y'all work.
Worst one
I
calling
think
me.
that I think that's the
Stop
reason why a
playing.
lot of us get unalive because we don't know how to. We always
That you
gotta, and that's
shouldn't
the reason
say
why we
that
can't get
about your own
along.
people.
That's why we
You
can't get it.
shouldn't
That's why we
say
can't.
that.
That's
Commas,
why we can't.
don't say
That's why we
that.
can't get it. All right, shut up, man. Dang, what the fuck?
You just
Damn.
told me to shut up. Just remember.
All right, right. Damn. Shit. All right, I'm mad at myself. I just fell for that. I shouldn't have did that.
No, that's fine.
But I'm not worried about you. I'm mad at myself for even responding to you. But my thing is, cause I forgot what I was about to get to. She threw me off. What the freak was I saying? Uh, and she threw me off. That time she got me though. Dang, I
That's
failed the
why you
test.
gotta
But
stay
go ahead.
focused.
Huh?
That's why you gotta stay focused.
I was trying to stay focused. She got me at the right timing. I think that kind of pissed me off. But it's all right. That's my test. That's where I was slacking at, so I got to get better. It's all right.
Now remember,
Can't blame nobody else but myself, right?
the therapist used to tell me you're the only one that can piss you off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm not gonna make no
That's what
excuses.
happens when you
It's
use
me.
your echo chamber.
So Jav, you know this one, so let's get it.
Yo, what's up,
I'm
brother?
gonna remember what I was about to say. I'm gonna remember it though. Yeah, I know that's my fault. It's my fault. I did. Jav, what you got for me, Jav?
No, I'm just gonna say, man, hey, man, that's great patience you practice, man. Because you can have people like that out there in this world, man. They like to irritate you, especially a lot of, you know,
Yeah,
lesser bodies. So you have to be mindful of that, man, and keep on as a test, man. She build everybody awareness of what not to do
yeah,
and
facts,
what not
facts.
to react to. So you guys doing a good job, man. Just keep it up. She
Oh
knows
yeah,
what
for sure.
she knows what you're doing. That's that Jezebel spirit. So just be patient with her. Just let her have her
That's your
fun.
wife's spirit.
Uh, you got it, lady. But
Yeah,
just keep it up, man, because you're teaching everybody something what to deal with. So,
yeah,
I
facts,
know it's
facts,
difficult,
facts.
it's irritating, but just keep it up. You learn. I'm learning something actually because I've met many women like that, man. It's sad, it's unfortunate, But
Yeah,
hey, keep it up, man. You
You're
guys doing a great job.
unfortunate.
shit for sure. I appreciate you,
No
man.
doubt, no doubt.
Motivation for sure. Um, what we got? I really want to get this topic. Like, I really do want to make this like a main one because that's what I wanted to do. Because I feel like that is. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I just got reminded what it was because I seen what was about to happen. Because I know how people do where they try to twist your words to make you. So I was saying that is um basically that's our biggest problem. That's the reason why we need to talk about this. People be trying to fight so dang on bad. But I don't want to answer it yet. I don't want to answer. But the point is, we do need to learn how to shut our mouths when it's someone above us, right? We got to remember. We got to realize that. That's why we can't get along with one another, and that's why a lot of times we take each other out or get taken out about certain situations, though. So,
That is not why
uh,
we're being unalive, Kevin. Stop saying that. Why do you say that
um,
when you know it's not true? They had a whole live Black Lives.
Tell us, Stanzi.
How can I when I keep on getting muted by these?
I'm sorry. She need a
I
break.
did not want to give her what she wanted. I did not want that.
Nah,
Damn,
Kev, she need a break. She need a
I
time
need
to
it.
think. She needed to understand there's always a place for
Yeah.
everything, and this is not the time and the place to sit up here and constantly interrupt the host because we got
Facts.
more than just her in this room.
I think you were giving her more of what she wanted by keeping her up here and letting her
No, I
continue
think
to
I was giving her what
interject.
wanted, but what she dropped because that's what she looked for every time she come in here, though. But also,
Kevin's
actually,
right.
I'm a
She
yeah, that's what
likes
she
it.
looked for. That's the reason why I wanted that test to be like that. I think it was for myself, and I get it. It was really for myself though.
Kev, imagine you living with somebody like that and they trying to
And it
poke
was
you
I
just to
guess it was
get
my
that
ego and
reaction.
pride too. I'm gonna say
But
that too
Kev,
because I was like,
it
I'm not
wasn't
about to give her what
you.
she wants because I just dropped her earlier, and she trying to let her get dropped again. That's
Well,
why
it
she
wasn't
purposely.
you. It was me that dropped her. So it's really not
Okay,
you.
yeah,
That
that. You right, you right, you right,
you
you right.
didn't
Thank you.
break it. You didn't break
See,
it.
see, see.
Me.
I like. See my minds, man.
It
They
was me.
Yeah,
you right.
but
It
you
I
got
don't
wasn't
know
me
if
this time.
you got to
I
see
don't
it
know if
from
Tansy wants to be toxic on purpose or is she just looking to create toxicity.
well, that's what I'm saying. You
She
got to look
knows.
at it
I do want,
from
like
two
I say, I do
sides of a
want to hear her point
coin.
of view. So we're gonna let you back up after we done got our turn.
You got to
We'll
look
let
at it
you up
from two sides of
when
a
I get
coin.
our
Like
turn.
she,
Huh?
so you got to look at it from two sides of a coin. Like which is the stronger of the argument? Like A, she wanted to continue doing what she was doing, and B, she wanted to get dropped. But which one did she want more? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like she wanted to continue doing what she was doing for the purpose of getting dropped.
Yeah, I don't think she's a
Great.
bad person. I think
Hey, matter of fact,
she's a pretty
let's
female.
replace. Let me bring you up, brother, because I guess you fighting to be her husband or something, even though she got a man. But come on up, man. You got so much. I'm gonna invite you up this time because it seemed like you just like talking so much down in the comments. Otherwise, if you don't come up, I'm just gonna block you anyways, cause yeah. So yeah, cause you want attention so bad, just like a female. Ain't that something? So Faith, you next. We gonna talk about this. We got it, cause I feel like this is a sad thing, especially for us, man. We can't. Matter of fact, Jab, I want you to go too. I want you to get on this too. Because we got to talk about this. We really do. I feel like this is one of our problems. That ego and pride. We don't know when to submit in life. Um, but what the question is, why argue with the cops when we know, basically when we know it can cost us our life?
Well,
I
that's
just
the
wanted to
biggest
go
thing.
ahead.
Are you asking me right to go right now?
Oh yeah, you. Then I'm gonna get Faith after that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's the biggest thing when you really mature and you become a real man. I mean, I think an alpha man understands that in certain situations he's not alpha. Meaning, I'm just using that word because that's what people use on TikTok. But you have to understand and engage the circumstances you in, and sometimes it's somebody bigger and badder than you, or have more responsibility than you, or have more leeway. And once you're able to gauge that, you're more successful in life. Even with the young lady you guys drop, she's toxic because that's her personality. I don't think she's a bad person, but she tests the room. That's her way of testing the room and testing her environment. And she goes where she can be tolerated, and people don't know how to tolerate her because they get irritated, and that's where your strength comes in, is that because you don't understand how to deal with people like that, the Jezebel spirit. They just come to bring chaos, and you have to, just think about when Christ was in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. The devil was right beside him the whole entire time. He never spoke to him. He never acknowledged him, like he wasn't there. And you have to deal with people like that, because she get a rush off of you reacting to her in a visceral way. And that's the same thing you have to do with cops. When a cop come to you, you don't shut your mouth. If he gonna take you to jail, just go to jail. And understand what he wants from you, and you give it to him. You don't add, you don't subtract from it. You give him what he wants. And I think when you do that, you're gonna come out and you just make sure you follow up. If he does anything wrong outside his job description, if you figure that out, you file a complaint and you follow up. And it may not help you directly, but it indirectly help the whole entire community as a whole. But a lot of times we don't do that because we want the easy results. We want the easy thing. And that a lot of times dealing with our women, dealing with our men, because we do have some men out here that don't take responsibility. See, like a woman like that, you have to be responsible. When you see that negative energy, you have to go the hell away from her. You use her for what she's worth. And whatever that is to you, you do that. But don't never let her come in your life and makes it, turns it around. And that's the problem. We're not gauging our environment to make it work for us in our community, and as a result, you get what you get. And that's the biggest problem we have, is men stepping up and being responsible. And those women that don't allow us to protect them, let them learn the hard way. Let them hit the fucking ground. Let them fall on their face. And when they fall on their face, just look at them. You okay? You gonna be all right? And call 911 for them, and give them a towel to wipe the blood up, or whatever the case may be. We have to shame them. We have to shame them with our silence. We can't give them the energy. And you practice it. I think letting her stay on, it teaches you a little humility, not to react and not to let your pride come in the way of tolerating her. Just like Christ tolerated the devil 40 days and 40 nights. Didn't say one word to him. He just prayed. And I think Psalms 91 in the Bible is a perfect song for people like her, because you're not going to out-talk her. That's her. Remember, a woman got a mouth that go a mile long. You never are going to out-talk her, especially when she learned how to use it correctly and to her advantage. That's just like a man going to the gym and working out and getting big muscles. Her mouth is the same equivalent to our big muscles and being strong. You ain't going to never defeat that. And when she uses it in the wrong way, she uses it in the right way, she'll make a man become bigger than what he ever could have been by himself. She uses it in the wrong way, she'll create wars.
Yeah.
And and you have to
If it say
understand.
that in the Bible, though.
I'm not saying nothing bad about her. I think she's just misguided. I guarantee if you break down her life,
No, she damaged. She hurt.
she
I
damaged.
know her
She damaged.
backstory though. She done lost people in her family and all type of
Yeah.
stuff. So this is our way to push it out. I know her whole
Exactly.
thing though.
She's deflecting, and that's what's sad, because you can hear her pain, and she wants somebody that she can lay on her chest and she feel protected. But she's so jaded, she can't get there. Nothing can get her there. She could probably meet Christ himself and won't even get there. She'll still talk trash to Christ, and you're like, what a fool. And we have fools out here, and that's the sad thing. We have to take responsibility. We have to start by looking in
Oh,
the mirror at ourselves.
we're going too deep. We're going too deep. I'm just saying. But you there, brother. I'm saying you're going deep now.
Oh, well, this is
I respect it.
listen, life is not complicated as we make it. The first thing is accountability. Then once accountability, you have to give punishment to accountability. You have to create boundaries in our families, in our community, and everything becomes so much easier. It ain't about, it's fun. If you think about fun and good times, that's very fleeting. It's like the wind blowing. You're gonna have more toils in life that's why God kicked us out the garden, for us to come and toil this life and create our heaven on earth. You have to create that. And that don't happen because you're happy every damn day.
Yeah.
Toiling is work. Learn from different people. Learn from people like her. You learn how to. God put a test right in front of you to show this what you're gonna deal with in this day and time. Learn it. Look at it. She's a learning mechanism for us. And
Yeah.
and men, we're responsible. We can't get triggered by her.
Yeah.
We supposed to be stoic. We supposed to be men. We supposed to stand up straight and realize what she is. And that's not saying nothing bad about it. She is what
Yeah.
she is.
I
I got
think even with that though, that's why I had to get mad at my friends that because that's why I'll be asking people like, "Don't y'all know her?" That's why I got kind of mad at myself for actually letting her get me at that one time because I see what she was doing, but it's like she just like in a doubling and caught me off guard, and it
yeah.
was so dang on bad that I couldn't even hear my own voice.
She
And then
actually
she
get
made
comfort
me.
for you.
Well, I ain't gonna say she made me. I hate saying made, but I
Yeah.
got provoked to end up.
She actually get comfort by you. That's why I joined. I follow
She,
you. I follow you quite often.
she attacked your
No, 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 no,
ego.
no, 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 no. That's the wrong word to use. I think she gets comfort with Kev's presence because he tolerates her more than she. I think she's surprised at how the way Kev tolerate her.
No, I
Yeah,
was
Kind
talking
of.
about Kev's reaction. She's
Oh,
attacking your
but she
ego.
that comes with the whole thing.
oh, yeah, she been doing that.
She been doing that. That's not the issue. The issue is that it's a connection because he understands she's damaged. She knows that he knows that, but then she get comfort by his presence, the way she tolerate him. He tolerates her much better than most people. Believe it this, it ain't no man that worth the salt that's dealing with her.
Yeah.
That's a Disney fantasy. I'm willing to bet everything I got, including my child's life. That woman ain't got no man. Trust me and believe that. She got a man that's sliding with her.
True,
That's
true, true, true. I was about to say,
she's a
I
straight
get what you
slider,
mean.
bro.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
That's all slider right there. All slider, no doubt about it. I don't care if she look like Jane Kennedy back in the '70s. She's a straight slider, and
You my brother.
anybody with common sense knows that. Anybody with common sense knows
You
it.
went from scripture to judgment. We can't do that, man.
But
That's why I said you went
we
too
have to
deep.
judge. We don't have to we have to
Judgment. What the
judge.
heck? That's in the scripture.
We have to judge. God told us to judge. Just don't pass
Told us to
judgment.
draw righteous judgment. It literally clarifies that in there.
Yeah.
Righteous judgment. So it's
That's just
behaviors. We
that's
don't.
common sense. Stop making it hard, man. Read Psalms 91 in the Bible. It protects you from people like that.
Wait, what did? There's a guy who said something. I'm not a Bible. I grew up in it, but I don't remember
Yeah,
everything.
I could tell
He,
the way
he
you. What could you just
without
say? We can't judge.
he without
I heard
sin.
Bible. I heard
What did he
Bible.
say? Remember.
Well, you know why he
They,
said that. You know why
remind
he
me
said.
that
You
verse.
know why he said that.
Repeat that verse for me.
You know why
What
he
did he
no. You know
say?
why he said that, right? He said that because they was about to stone the lady. So
Yeah.
that's
What was the
passing.
verse though?
Listen, that's passing judgment. Passing judgment means you're gonna
What was the
give them the
verse though?
ultimate judgment. I mean, they was about to unalive that person.
Yeah, they were gonna
What's the
do
scripture?
condemnation. That's what that is.
Wait,
So
what was the
scripture,
scripture? What y'all
this
talking about?
Yeah, the one that he without.
he would have saying cast the first stone, and you got to understand. But see, that's passing judgment. You supposed to judge. That's just okay. Look at in Proverbs when he says that you'll be better living on the roof of a house than in a house with a quarreling woman. That's a judgment. That's you judging.
Who
He's
said
telling
that
you.
one?
Look,
Who
That's
said that?
Supposed
that's
to
in
judge out of
Proverbs.
your
That's
flesh.
Proverbs.
That was
That's
Christ.
Yeah, that's Proverbs
That's in
21 and
Proverbs,
9.
man.
That's
No, who
Proverbs
wrote that?
21 and 9.
Was that
Say
Christ talk?
No, that
that's
wasn't. That
Christ
I'm
wasn't.
up
talking
here.
through
Hold
other people. He's talking
on.
Oh,
through the
okay.
prophets. He's talking through the prophets. Well,
yeah,
you don't have
Stella,
to.
you gotta look some of that stuff up. Everybody that don't read the Bible right always say it contradicts itself though,
Yeah,
but
well,
it don't. It don't.
nothing in the Bible contradicts itself.
No, that's just people don't read it like how they want to
Yeah,
because they're not interested. When you're not interested, you're gonna try to find anything to kind of take it away. I think
of
when I
course.
built the interest behind it and try to ask myself what was wrong with it, because I realized that most of the time that is trying to make us all become a better person, and all it simply do is just try to get us to follow certain things to protect our
Yeah.
own self. So I started looking at things, and I did things like research and looked on there like, hold up, do this make sense because of how people wording it? Then it don't even be like that. I actually read it out of love, not out of you know, you gotta be evil and all this other stuff. And if people really read it how it
Yeah,
should, or read it in
absolutely.
a loving type way, you'll realize how much God loves us.
Yeah,
I think
my father told me, he said, listen, the three books in the Bible and also Job is you want to read, and you once you get that to some of a memory, it's a map to the life, and you'll make life much easier for you.
Most
Songs of
definitely.
Solomon,
Yeah, that's how I became better.
Songs of Solomon, Proverbs, and Corinthians. Those three books, including Job, will tell you the principles of life, how to function and manage through it through all people. Remember, in Proverbs, anything that happened to you in life is in Proverbs. It's nothing that can happen to not one person on that's been born on this planet that hasn't happened in Proverbs.
Why do every Bible scholar say that I'm not believing y'all? That's crazy.
Well,
Yeah,
Every Bible scholar say that it contradicts itself. That don't make no sense. Y'all
yeah.
no,
got
it
So,
I don't
doesn't.
know
so
what school they go to.
They just
so
saying it. They're not really. They don't.
I don't know. They just
They
say
don't
that just
understand.
I
They
guess
don't understand the scripture. They don't
yeah,
understand certain things of the scripture. That's probably what it is.
yeah,
yeah,
so yeah, y'all hear me? What's up,
yeah.
y'all? Yeah, I heard scripture, so I
Hey,
had to come. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I heard scripture. So, yeah, what he was saying about Proverbs, yeah, a Proverbs, the one of the main thing Proverbs does is teaches accountability for actions.
Absolutely.
That's one of the main things it does. Along with Corinthians, it tells you how to live. All yeah, like he's completely right. Um, and the people who tend to say the Bible contradicts itself don't read the entire Bible. I'm pretty sure that they'll probably quote the same three things that most people debunk every single time, and
Well,
I've done it multiple
Well,
times.
remember this. Most of our country are below grade level in reading when they graduate. So a lot
Yeah,
of people just don't comprehend what they're reading. They're reading, but they don't comprehend. So you got to take that factor into also. We have a lot of ignorant people walking around who you think not ignorant. I trust me.
yeah,
I got friends who with college degrees that bro, you like, you know what? You went to college and graduated from somebody's college. No way.
yeah.
Dumb
I
as
mean,
You said it's
that's a
crazy
what
valid.
that
those
you know
colleges do
all
is
the
just
scripture and still not know God. I think some people, and I was literally gonna do a topic about that. Some people just read scripture and don't even live it. That's why they be selective. Because that's why
yes,
we get like some of these arguments. It's like if you know the Bible, people that claim they know the Bible, and then as soon as we speak on like especially marriages that go to Bible and stuff, then all of a sudden you get hurt and feelings taken out of it. It's like, dang, do you really believe the Bible or not? Because most of this stuff be coming from scripture. When we tell people
yeah,
to submit, they get burnt. They go, what the hell you mean by that?
I
I mean,
think
it's in the scripture though. So what does we have reading the Bible? Or we want to be selective about it? You know what I'm saying?
I,
So that's really, I really got something against people that actually read the Bible and then try to say that these things, they be like, what do you mean you're bashing me? But it's Bible scripture. You read the exact same thing I read. So it's nothing that changed in it.
But
So
yeah.
remember, in the Bible,
also let me
It's easy to make the Bible work for you in nefarious ways.
yeah, true.
That's what this country was built on. It
True.
built on Christian faith, and they use it for nefarious reasons to justify what they were doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know right now that, and there's actually scripture on that about twisting the word, which is what has been happening for a real long time. But I wanted to get to the judgment part. It tells you to judge righteously,
Yeah.
which means according to scripture, and you should definitely make sure that you have corrected yourself in the way you're about to judge someone.
Yeah.
So,
Don't be a hypocrite, basically.
yeah, I'll bring up two scriptures. John, I think it's 27 if I'm dyslexic, so it might be the other way around, 24 and 7. But it tells you to judge righteously, pretty much not to be a hypocrite. And then Isaiah 58 and 1 also tells you to cry aloud and spare not. Show your people their transgressions, which means you tell them what they have done wrong. You judge them on this. So the
And
Bible does tell you to judge. It just means to judge righteously. And also, by scripture, if I'm not mistaken, it's Ezekiel 3 and 9 and 10. I'm going to look at it again. But it also tells you if you know better, you are to tell others that don't to do better because the blood will be on your hands. So it's not that you aren't supposed to judge. You're supposed to judge and you're supposed to correct.
absolutely.
Literally by scripture, you're supposed to. If you know better, you teach better.
See, Kev, that's why I think you're so important for her because you helping her, and you helping yourself too because she's torn. She got a lot of issues, and you can help a lot of people by just hearing her, and you know how to react and how not to deal with people like that in a way that you don't. You know, you can learn from them, and they can learn from you. And that's something she have to confront herself. And if it's never too late, she can change tomorrow, and she have to work on it. She have to hold herself accountable, and then she have to have penalties. Her friends and family who knows she's wrong, see, iron sharpen iron. If you got enough people around you that's not going to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth, she has a crutch to continue that behavior. And
I think
a lot of people in the black community, we have crutches that allow us to continue the bad behavior that we do. We see it all the time.
I think you
They're not willing to do what they're willing to do for each other, and just as a family. And not you forget about a community. You can't do it as a family. How can you do it as a community? And like I said, it's a lot of variables that go into play of the dysfunction in our community. It's not just that, because you asking, I know people that from the greatest disservice of our people in this country. I know people that actually live. My grandfather, you know what I'm saying? My grandmother. So, the thing is that we don't give each other credit because we don't have compassion for each other and what we've been through as a community. That's no excuse. You don't make excuses. You're supposed to overcome it by understanding the circumstances you're dealing with and do what you have to do and stop. Worry about the fun. You get to the fun later. You get to the fun if you let your next generation live a better life than you lived under these circumstances, and take pride in ourselves and in the person you see beside you that is not on where he need to be, and you're going to help him by showing him in your works. But you got
Yeah.
people, you can't tell the 40-year-old from the fucking 20-year-old because the 40-year-old's dressed like the 20-year-old. Like, what the fuck? And we doing, I was telling a friend tonight, I haven't played a PlayStation, and this is not saying anything about people who play it. I haven't played a
Hey.
PlayStation in 20, 30 years. Last time I tried going with my son and play, and I gave him 5 minutes, I was like, I couldn't do it. Because my mind, I put away childish things that they're doing no more. Not because I didn't like it, it's because I couldn't. I was past it. It didn't interest me. Other things started interesting me. I started networking with business people and people that had the mindset that I wanted to have. And I worked for a guy for a whole year and didn't make a dime, but what he taught me was more than I learned in college. And he taught me how to make money and understand financing, understand the different ways you can make money. Now I got 8 streams of income just because I shut the fuck up, listened to the man, and went to work every day and didn't make 1 quarter. And my family supported me while I did that. But now they can live good. They can live better. Kids go to college. Everybody, Dad, I need this. I got it. And that's a good feeling as a man. We all can do that. We just have to put the ego down, put the pride down, and listen and learn to people that's doing
Yep.
what you want to do. And ask them, put your pride aside and ask them, can you help me? Can I come and see what you're doing to do what you're doing? And you'll be surprised. It's not hard. You just got to get past the learning curve and dedicate yourself to what you're doing. And that's the biggest problem, man. It's sad to see because I remember a community that was much vibrant than what it is now, and it's just sad that we're like this. And it's the men's fault. I blame it on men because we tolerate our women behaving like her, and we got more of them tolerating acting like that. We can't tell them apart. And with the men, we can't tell them the young men from the older men. We're supposed to separate. We're supposed to be able to separate our elders from the youth. You go to a big gathering, you can't tell who's who. We can't tell the 304s from the regular women that work every day. They look the same. That is the Jezebel spirit in its effect, right? How it says in the Bible. They will distort everything. And you have to have the discipline now to say, I'm not going to tolerate that. And take that discipline to another level. And you put like-minded people around you, people that's going to sharpen you. Iron sharpens iron. And I guarantee if you got people around you who not elevating you, they're not sharpening you. That don't mean you have to, banish them. You just have to spend less time with them because they're not doing what you need them to do to help you elevate yourself for your family and your community. And that's the problem. We don't want to put away childish things and do it no more.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I'm gonna let you, because there was something I wanted to say. I'm gonna let you go, and then Loner after that. Yeah, but first off, I gotta say my feelings is hurt, man. You can't call my video games childish, man. It's like, no. But
No. I use that as an example.
it
That's
don't
all.
hurt my feelings like that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with video game, man.
I just use it as
But
an example. That's all.
yeah, I
I'm
know, I'm
playing
not
the
talking
game right
junk. But
now.
I want to say this about what you say, Tom.
No, I said I'm playing the game right now. Shoot, I'm
Right, exactly. Oh, there, leave us alone. That's our piece, man. It's like, no. But
I'm sorry. It's just an example, though. I'm sorry,
I
brother.
know, I'm talking junk, but I feel it. So some people it might that be that, and then some. I understand. It's just perspective.
It
Some
could be
people it's a
something else.
hobby.
For me personally, what it was for me was strip clubs. Actually, in Miami,
Oh my, yeah, I put
in
that up.
Miami,
Yeah,
strip
yeah,
club
I
to
feel you
us
on
is
that.
like going to a bar to most people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
And so I just all of a sudden, man, I was actually in LA, and I was at a strip club, and I was like,
Wait, before you
man,
go, because we trying to squeeze in now. We trying to squeeze in some turns real quick. But yeah, and I would say it's just like even like the TV, right? The TV. So some people probably call that childish. Read the book instead. There's always
yeah,
gonna be upgrades and stuff. But
exactly.
I wanted to say this though, before we get too far, and then I gotta get main thing in and Lunar. I know they were two people that unmuted earlier, and I wanted to say like with the like basically back to that, like even with the Bible, right? Um, that and that's what I was gonna do a topic. I'm gonna do that on Wednesday because I'm gonna take a break tomorrow. Uh, about because I feel like a lot of people read scriptures and get degrees and all this stuff just to flex rather than actually put it to work. And I think that's the
Absolutely.
whole that's the whole purpose of like the Bible. I be hearing like people that always say every scripture and know all these things and that, but the whole point is to live it. People that's why I say meditate. I think people only think meditating on the word means keep reading it and reading it and reading it. No, it gets to a point. Meditating is basically like let it marinate, understand it, keep it in your mind, keep it in your mind. Don't forget it, right? That's why they say don't, and then basically live it, become it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be
Absolutely.
saying like some people would just be speaking on things, or just like people like I'm gonna be a better person, all that stuff. But then you go and just catch them in another live, they always toxic and freaking talking about what's the new juice on the thing and all that stuff. Like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Well, that's childish to me. Speaking of childish, right? We're just talking about the childish game, but it's just like,
Jeez.
like people do all these things, and it's like, dang, is you gonna live what you preach and all that stuff? It's basically practice you preach. I need to make that. That might be the topic there. Practice what you preach, or live what you put your. Because people done put all these degrees and stuff in what for what? Just to brag about it. I think everybody living this flex type life. Just like people read all these scriptures to say, I know scripture. I know you don't know that. How you don't know the back of the book? What is you like? My thing is you living it though. That's the thing. And that's what I'm meaning about it. I think some people, that's why some people are like, what's a contradiction? But what's the contradicting part? You know what I'm saying? What's the part that hurts? I ain't gonna say hurt you, but what's the part that you're confused with? Because that's why I love when people say bring up scripture and stuff, because I don't have no problem trying to understand it with them. But I think some people have this hatred because it takes away their certain lifestyle, and they quit it's oppressors that did this and all this other stuff or whatever. Whatever. If you want to live a free life, do that. But why you got to talk? That's just like people that want to talk down on traditional relationships, but be single in the mud, or you had a relationship, but why is you mad at people that's got gender? Just like speaking of the gender roles, right? Why are you why you mad at that? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't you happy? Why are you worried about everybody else's business? Why is you in lives that talk about something? Because it's obvious that is some people might need a different route. I also say, like, why do you have to preach live free? That's nothing you have to preach. What the freak?
Yeah.
I never got that though. Like, who telling you not to do what you doing already? But you coming in and telling somebody else, don't get controlled. It's the oppressors. It's this other stuff. Oh, what the heck? Like, everybody got this sad story of why something don't work, but then you're sad yourself with what the decisions you made in life. But nobody want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you the one got 5 kids or whatever, or you've been this old and still ain't married and all that stuff. So it's something you're doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? But you want to tell everybody else what they doing is wrong or saying is wrong, and everything is your decisions oppressed you, not nobody else. That'd be the funniest stuff. People come with their own excuses to why they not successful or proceeding in life. They want to put it on everything. It's the Bible that's doing it. It's these
Accountability.
people. It's the man. It's the way. It's everybody else but themselves all the time. And the only thrill
Accountability.
that they get is just how much tea I can put in something, how much drama I can start, how much smack I can talk in certain things or whatever, how much I can gaslight people, how much that's the thrills that they get out these things though. But then again, when they get off this app, they back a miserable person. Family don't like them. All this other stuff. This, like I say, I be telling people this app is not about to save you unless you're receptive on certain things that's trying to better you. Otherwise, you crying on this app and telling how much people you don't like this and like that and what I won't deal with and all this other stuff. It's not gonna save you. None of this stuff gonna save you. And if you done got older and older and older being the same way, you can just hang it up. You're gonna go to the grave being a miserable person. And that's just what it is. But like I
Well,
said, people just don't live what they so called preach. They just don't. That's
but
that's
Kev,
that's just what it is.
you notice I mentioned the first thing I mentioned was that we learned from her. I'm always looking to
Oh, I'm not
learn.
even talking about that. I'm just talking about it in general, my
Yeah, but
brother.
I'm talking about in general. Every day you should look to learn. I'm not a part of nothing that I can't learn something
So,
from. So I'm always trying to learn something from. I learned from the homeless. Like me and my friends, we put money together. We go feed the homeless. We go to the Salvation Army like on Father's Day, or we go like on a Saturday. We go feed the homeless, and we pick a corner out and just set up shop, and we'll just do whatever, right? And I talked to the guy. I don't just feed him. I talk to him. Make short talk, short conversation, and you learn. I learn something every single time. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, some of those people chose to be homeless. They didn't want no responsibility. They didn't want to be accountable for nothing. And they grew accustomed to being homeless. They're not helpless. They just homeless. Some of them chose. Some of them didn't choose. Now, don't think all of them chose. Some of them didn't choose. They just made bad decisions, horrible decisions. So if you're not here to learn, or you're not living to learn, well, you're gonna subject to make the same mistakes over and over
yeah,
again.
yeah. But people gonna keep doing it anyway. I think it's what you got?
I was going to ask a question, kind of on the scripture subject, because I was just wondering, do you guys think that these people that learn the scriptures and they read, they go ahead and they do all this stuff, they know the scriptures back and forth, but do you think that because maybe they don't come from a spiritual angle, like as they're reading it,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes where it is contradictory? Because if you don't have a spiritual base, right? If you're not reading it from that, you're not going to like translate it, or you're not going to understand it in the ways that it makes sense, if
Oh, I
that makes
got you.
sense. Does
Yeah,
that,
yeah, you're right. I
and I was
believe
going to
that
ask
play a major
Tone,
part.
do you think that's part of the thing? Well, because if if you're not coming from a religious standpoint, or a spiritual standpoint, or you're not a Christian, and you're reading the Bible, it's never going to make sense.
Yeah,
But
that's
if
Yeah,
very
you
possible.
I
come
think
from,
some things.
what do you guys think about that?
That's
Yeah, I will
possible.
also say it ain't gonna make sense if you don't want it to make sense either. Because some people make trash stuff make sense to them, but I
Yeah.
think you got to be. That's why I use the key word interested in it. So I think people invest in things that make them better. If you feel like it's something that can make you better, you're going to try your best because you start giving up the old lifestyle that you have because you realize how your lifestyle is affecting you. So you listen to something else rather than just your own decisions and stuff. So you got to have an interest in it. That's all it is. Just like any other thing. Like they have interest in these degrees that they get that they don't use. That
Absolutely.
you get an interest in. Like, let me really understand this book. Let me see if it's about what everybody say. Because it's wise. Or ask a simple question: why do some people get it and some people don't get it? So
What do
that's
you
how I look at
what
it.
do we believe the
So
Bible provides us?
I think it's a I think it's a I think it is a life. I think it's like instructions to life before you leave here. That's what most people tend to translate the Bible like.
Basically, it's stressful before leaving
I
Earth. Yeah.
this is not this is just
Instructions
my
before leaving
belief,
Earth.
and it's not a shared belief. This is just me, and it's a personal belief. I believe it provides you with the moral compass to know what's right and wrong.
Yeah, understand. Yeah, I think
I
I think it
I
also
think
does
I
too.
think on some levels we born with morality. because it's something innately that you have in you. To
But you
take
need something to constantly remind you,
Oh, of course.
because
I'm not.
people
I'm
tend to
yeah.
forget.
Well, you have to have a conduit that guides you forward. Because remember, you're going to be influenced by your environment. So what I'm saying is that a kid knows when something's wrong, because a kid
Mm.
can, you tell a kid not to do something, he can't even talk yet, and he'll look back and see if you around before he go and do that same thing you told him not to do. That's morals. He understood that he wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah,
All right,
that's why
so
we have laws. That's why we have the
well,
law.
that's besides what I'm going to the fact that when you're little, you even a little child, they have some sense of morality. They know when
I
something's
think they
wrong.
just scared. That's an emotion.
That too. Well, morality can be based on being scared too. Remember, even what cousin said. What cousin said about we think that they know the book? They just trying to pretend. We got to understand something. They're using the book as a manipulation factor too.
Do you think people knew what to do before the Ten Commandments?
All
So
right,
why
Yes.
let
were
me
they
before because we
necessary?
getting deeper and
Yeah.
deeper though. I got about 3 people that order that had to talk real quick before we do this again because
Oh
y'all
yeah.
making it
My
deep.
bad.
I want to answer all those. I ain't gonna even lie, y'all just because I
Yeah,
don't believe
I wanted
no
to
that we
answer
born with no
Cousin's
morals. I
question
don't
too.
believe that.
Yeah,
It's
I was
like the
saying I
kids.
definitely.
What'd you say, Tom?
No, I said I definitely wanted to answer. What's it?
Boy, I want to answer about 3 of them things, but I gotta let them go because I have not let
Yeah.
them 3 go. I still got a main thing, then Lunar, then Faith. I think all 3 of them happened when we done went to questions. All right, but main thing, what you had for us, and then Loner, you next, and Faith.
Yeah, I'm up here listening to everything, and I understand he was talking about learning from, you know. Um, and it's just like in my mind, I'm just like, hey, the only thing I learned is she disrespectful, and people like her shouldn't be talking to people like her. I'm sorry. Um, I think because again, like I said, kid, if you ain't break your stuff, you ain't go against it. It was me. I think I was like, okay, I had enough of this bullshit because in my mind I'm like, hold on, we talking about somebody who have grandkids. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that she's sitting up here trying to argue with or make some type of sense out of something that just really wasn't making no sense at all. Cause I'm like, okay, cause I did want to ask her some questions before she dropped. I mean, before I dropped her, but I couldn't get to it. I couldn't get to it because it was like, okay, you're interrupting so much, I can't even get a word in. And then it's like cause it was like the whole, oh, I'm not a submissive woman, but I'm like, okay, but how does that make sense in your marriage? Like, I didn't understand it. So it's like I can't listen to somebody who's sitting up here saying foolishness. And it's
Yeah.
like, damn, if these supposed to be the grandmothers, these supposed to be our nanas and the ones to lead people, we are fucked up.
Okay.
I feel like it was that's why I was like, okay, I understand the whole don't drop the person, but it got to get to a point where it's like, okay, reality is reality. We all grown here. We need to act our age and our shoe size. It's like you're constantly insulting people. I couldn't do it. I'm like, okay, I don't know how many people in the room feel comfortable hearing a person speak like this, but I'm not the one. Nor the two, three, whatever. I'm just not that person who can tolerate disrespect from a person constantly. And it crazy to me. I wouldn't even feel comfortable listening to somebody disrespect somebody that I feel like is a very intellectual person. Because I feel like that's like playing with somebody's intelligence and disrespecting who they is. And I just felt
Yeah.
like, okay, it's time to go. It's time to go. He may not want to sit up here and drop your ass, but baby, he got somebody up in here who don't mind dropping you.
Yeah.
So
Tolerance. That's something I learned years ago. Everybody got their own tolerance,
And
bro.
it had nothing to do with her perspective or words. It was just simply if you would have just sat back, stopped talking, because she would be like, "Okay, I'm gonna mic up. I'm gonna not say nothing at all." But then you would come right back off mic and say something. It's like, damn, you can't nobody even finish their whole point of perspective or get at least get a question out. Like,
Yeah.
damn, you done asked the question, and as soon as the person start to answer, oh no, you're wrong, Kev. Like, stop spreading those lies, and it's like.
Mhm.
Good
I
grief.
think Jav already he did the and he I guess he I mean not gonna say guess he said it spot on what was going on. It was a reason. When I do things or allow things, there's always a reason behind things. Uh, Even AJ, she realized that like when I have certain topics and stuff, it's always a reason behind it. I don't just do it just for no dang on reason. And you already know, even with my lives, I don't do. I'm not big on things that don't come with a conclusion or something that's not going to uh I guess help, right? Or like I said, the whole thing he just like he noticed is more. It was a training, and that was just for me. I guess I get it and I understand. It probably was affecting others at the same time, but
Yo,
it's
it's
a
helping me
training
too.
thing.
Because
It's
I'm
a
looking,
training
I'm
It
thing
helped
thinking,
me as well.
because
I
we
would
ain't gonna be
love
able to
to.
keep running away from people like that all the time in life. We just can't. But it's
I
times that
just
you need to
I
avoid it
felt
too.
like it was bigger. It was bigger than just her. I think it was just more of focusing on your life. Like you came in here interrupting something that somebody up here trying to sit up here and have people have a serious conversation about. And it's like we're so focused on you and your shenanigans that we can't even fully focus on getting people to understand our thoughts on this topic
Yeah,
or these topics.
I
And
feel you.
that's where I was losing it. So I'm
Yeah,
just
I
like,
get you. It makes sense. I get you though. You right. Um. All right. Loner, what you got for me? Then
I'm
Faith.
I'm gonna just interject my thoughts on what I observed as an educational learning curve. Um, that entire situation was a prime example of learning what the first highlighted question that you have up here is about masculinity and submission. When someone, I'm not gonna give any more credit, so I'm gonna briefly generalize this. All right. When someone openly says they're not submissive in the manner that happens, they become insulted to that the point that they couldn't take control, right? And that's exactly what happened. We saw
Mm,
it. It became a reaction to become combative, projecting the wrong way, and doxing based on whatever personal reasons. That's why I asked the question: to what degree do people dox others for, personal reasons? There was a good point that was made earlier about not comprehending what is read. I think you guys were talking about scriptures per se, but I would like to just say the same can be said about listening to understand. A
mm-hmm.
lot of people, they're not comprehending when they're not listening to understand, and it just reverts
True.
back to something I had said about that first question: is when people are not in the right mindset, they're blind, so they're not going to comprehend, right? And it when you're not listening to understand, and you don't stop interjecting someone long enough to be respectful, to have submissive discipline, these kinds of things happen. The same thing earlier about what we always hear: privilege is invisible to those who have it. And at that point, she thought her privilege of not being submissive was overriding everyone else, and for what purpose? To be controlling. So that's why I said, I think on that two sides of a coin, I believe she strongly wanted you to keep her up here for her purpose versus being wanted to be kicked out. That's why I said that. And you know, I'll end it.
Yeah, I glad you said believe though, but yeah, I just kicked her out earlier. She love that stuff. She do it all. She get kicked out every time in here, so that's why I know
I
that's her
know, I
repetitive
know,
thing.
I get it. She
Because she know
likes.
people can't, and she get a check mark when she do that. When somebody drop her, she
I
do get a
know
check mark. She like, yes,
she
I
likes
do.
both. She likes both, right? But it's about
That,
the point of which one does she like more. So if you keep her around, she's gonna get more thrill from it versus actually being here.
no, I can get you though, because she get to
And
express herself more.
and at that point, I would just say, look, I'm not a person who's willing to give up my peace on the lack of account of someone else who can't be accountable. And that's it.
Yeah. People like her though, I would say most definitely she make me better. I don't know about everybody else. She makes most definitely make me better.
Right.
Because
And
I
you
just realized it's just some people just really don't have it,
it's
and I realize where I'm weak at sometimes. So I know, and I can only got an option to be better. That's all it is. That's how I look at it.
right.
Because
That's
I don't
always
like
the end
running
goal.
fair.
That's always
Yeah,
the end
most
goal, to
definitely.
be better, right? And like I
Yeah.
don't personally have a problem with her. It's the lack of respect and behavior of a situation. Like I'm not trying to attack a person. I'm trying to attack the situation what happened. You know what I mean? Cuz I would want somebody to give me that same respect. So,
Yeah. I learned that everybody can't give you what you can give them, man. Everybody different. Everybody express themselves differently. And so I wouldn't hold no certain type of grudge or nothing. I don't know, but I wouldn't. I just realized everybody different. That's her way. Like I said, I done heard her little backstory. Not saying that she right, but she, like a person that done lost their child and all that, and people and husbands and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure and it ain't that bad. It would be like that. You lose your son and your but not saying that her stuff is allowed or should is right, but I guess people got their own coping mechanisms.
yeah, but that
That's,
doesn't mean everybody has to be, you know,
yeah, I literally said that.
treated.
Yeah, I said it twice. Yeah,
Yeah. Shouldn't take it out on everyone.
you shouldn't. But it's just an understanding, I guess. I would say it's just an understanding thing. Me understanding people. That's why I don't try to stoop to people's level when I know some people might have been worse than me, or some people don't know how to handle themselves. So I don't try to stoop their level. That's why I asked the question before in one of these things: what it look like stooping to another miserable person, unless you got misery inside of you. That's just what it is. And that's just reality. Most people try to go back and forth with somebody because you know they got stuff they got let out within themselves. That's their way. Like, oh, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for somebody to try me.
Well,
That's why they can't wait.
the best thing we can really do is just point out the factual things and wish them the best, and hopefully they find
Yeah,
some
most definitely.
place of peace.
Yep.
You know, that's it.
Yep. What you got for us, Faith? I don't know who was next. I got to put hands up because I'll be missing orders. I think it was Faith, and then or might go back to open. I know it's Faith though, but uh, otherwise, open panel then again after her.
When you guys were talking about scripture, I just had a point that I wanted to make, that the scripture talks about people that have all of the knowledge, but deny the power thereof. So it doesn't matter how that much they understand it. They might know all the books and might even be able to recite it and know all the dates, but they're denying the power of God. So it really
Mm.
doesn't matter. That's really the point that I wanted to make, that the
Mm.
scripture warns us about those type of people. It warns us about hypocrites. It has like literally everything in the Bible, and it teaches us about those type of people. So that's the only point I wanted to make.
Reach, reach. I like that. You're right. Most definitely. I be loving it too. That's why I be saying. I be trying to. I love when people do that too. Cause like I said, what I notice is if somebody don't like it, they just gonna find any silly thing and make themselves feel better. Why they don't understand it, they gonna come up with anything. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
you
and
know,
I find in question too, like a lot of times people will question you about your belief, even when you don't question
and
them.
they don't even have a belief. That'd be the
Yeah,
funny. I laugh so bad when I see that. You don't believe in nothing. You want to tell somebody act like everybody else is crazy. Well, that's crazy though. But yeah, I never got that. That's why I be like, where you get your morals from? That's why. Oh, that was one thing I wanted to say. When some now we can talk about it. I guess it's open panel. Because somebody else raised their hand. That one thing I do not believe that we are. I can't agree with that one. That moral thing. I I don't believe that we are born moral. I believe that we as humans is because we so feelings based and we're so selfish. 'Cause I think that's one thing I believe. Well, not even believe. I know that everybody's born selfish because who else you gonna think about besides yourself when you come out as a child? You know. But being selfish already is that's mixed with emotions, right? If one thing it turns to is survival mode. Survival dang near mean you're gonna do anything it takes to make sure self is all right. So that's why even some of our defense mechanisms like the cry or attack, fight or flight, stuff like that. If you ever noticed that, that's even with animals. I don't think we that much different from animals, except we smarter and we got more control or whatever. And we can get taught these morals. But otherwise, we're gonna react to whatever. And it's like that's where the natural part come in. That so I think like this, right? This is the reason why I know that we don't. I don't think I know that morals ain't an innate thing or a natural thing. Not innate. I want to say it wrong, but I know it's not a natural thing or a born thing. Is because like I always tell kids, like I say to kids, like we wouldn't have to tell them no and all this other stuff, even though you did say no. And they react to no, but if they react to no off of fear because we are born with emotions before anything, and they react to it. But what I'm getting to is that if we are born off, like if we react off feelings, right? Dang, if we react only based off our feelings, I'm hungry, I'm bored, I'm that, and we just impulsive, right? We would not feel what we are doing is wrong because we just validating how we feel. We can only feel it's wrong based off us getting taught what we doing is wrong, or even off experience, throughout experience, right? And we see that maybe I don't want this done to me because of the fear, right? then then we like, you know what, maybe it's wrong, and that's off a turn, that's based off of learned behavior and trial and tribulation. Because like, say if it wasn't no such thing as a Bible, or if some people don't even believe a God anyway. So if it wasn't no God, right? I think if we will have to learn through like literally trials and tribulations, so we'd be like, oh dang, I did this when that or whatever. Oh no, you just gonna a bunch of people do it, right? And then we put our shoes in each other's foot. Like, hold up, I don't think I like that you just unalive a person because they stole your chicken or something like that or whatever. What I don't know if it was chicken back then, but I'm just saying like we do that. Then it had to been a group thing. Like, okay, maybe we shouldn't do that. That might not be right or something like that because you felt a certain. Now that's when you probably might feel a certain way when it happened to you or whatever. Like, say if you start building feelings off emotions, right, with something, and somebody take it out and you realize they never come back, then you be like, you know what, unaliving is wrong. And that's when y'all teach each other that unaliving is wrong and all that. So I look at it, it gotta be like a taught thing, no matter how we want to look at it. I don't think, because I think otherwise we gonna base off our emotions.
So
Gonna base our emotions, we'll never feel like something is wrong.
So, Kev, listen. How about take this in consideration? The Bible teaches you exactly what you're talking about. It tells you that your parents should teach your children, spare the sword, spoil the child.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you take that factor into consideration. Now, another factor is that we're supposed to be vetted with our parents and our elders in our family, in our community, to vet your wife or your husband. So you're making sure that they come from a good tree. A lot of times people don't even know who their father. They don't know where they come from. And I ask friends who don't know their father, and I say, hey, did you ever try to look them up and find out your family, where they from and who they are? And they don't understand how important it is. It's important for different factors. You might have a mental illness that run in your family and your father's side. You don't know your father. How you gonna know that? How you gonna treat that? So that factor right there will affect a child. So some children, their morality won't be as keen as another child who comes from a good tree. So, although your parents have to mold you, he needs less molding because of the tree that buried him. Listen, you only good as the tree that you bear from. You can't expect to get a good fruit from a bad tree. Even if the father and mother's there, they got issues from generations that's going to be passed down. That's why your genes are so important, and who you have children with and bear children for you. You're supposed to know these things. And we don't even take that in consideration. I know plenty of people who marry people and they never seen the family. You went to a family gathering? Have you? No. How you marry somebody and have children and get a raise a family and you never met the family? And how do you go and you meet the family and you see three people that's drawing circles in the air and talk to the invisible friend? And I ain't saying nothing wrong with that, but that's something to take into consideration because you're gonna have children with that person. But we don't even get that far in the dichology of our thinking. We don't even think like that because we so, let me get it, let me get it. I like her. And it's like a brief moment of fun. And you're not looking into this gonna dictate the rest of your life forward. And we're not taught that. We're not doing that. Those small things has a factor into a child and what their morality gonna be at birth. And I'm not saying everybody gonna be the same. It's very low levels of morality. Meaning, okay, you ever heard a study where they put different race of children in the room and they play together fine? You take those same children 10 years later, they separated. They don't even play with, they don't even talk to each other. That happens. People learn how to adjust and when they go to their jobs, they're combative off the job. When they go on the job, they everything by the policy. Unless they feel they can get over on the company or they got weak supervisors that's not going to stand up to them. You know what I'm saying? People learn to adjust when they can do it, or when they have to do it, or when they're held accountable. Some jobs hold you more accountable than other jobs. Some parents hold you more accountable than other parents. Some people are just born from bad trees. So that's just take that in consideration. That's leaning towards the morality part, born with morality. We're not demons coming out. You can be if you're born from a bad tree. Yes, I know kids that were bad all their lives and they got the outcome that they got because of you know, the tree they was born from. It was almost inevitable. We all know people from our neighborhoods that was like, man, it was bad all the time. You knew that was going to happen. You weren't even
Yeah.
surprised when it happened.
Yeah, I don't think even with that though, I don't think we good people. I really highly doubt that. I just highly doubt that. I don't think nobody's born good. I think we get
No,
taught
I'm not
just
saying
'cause
I'm not saying good. I'm saying they have some level of morality. Meaning you can see something, you can know something's wrong, but still do the wrong. That don't mean you don't have
isn't
morality.
morality is to be good,
No,
basically.
no, you just didn't practice it. You didn't practice the act of morality. Your morality told you they was wrong, but you still did what you want to do anyway. See, that's a
I,
Any,
choice.
Interesting.
anybody else got something to add to this?
I think we're born good, but uh, I think we're not born good, but we're born pure. And what I mean by that is
Mm.
we have to be taught how to be proper. We have to learn it, but we are born with purity, and we have to learn how to retain our purity as we go. And a lot of people just don't do that. So
Parenting.
Do we okay? Let's say this then. Do we be taught to do bad though? Like, do we be taught to not kick somebody when we don't get our way? Because I done seen kids do that and ain't learned that from nobody.
yeah, well,
Do we get taught? You said we get taught those things?
I think we're born with the desires in our heart to have either or, the good or the bad. We have to learn how to
Mm.
move properly in society as a being while we are born pure.
Do
Sometimes the
you
kid can
believe?
have sometimes the kid can have somebody in their life that give them a crutch. That if the parents ain't on the same accord, or the grandparents are crutching the kid, it could be different. It could be an uncle, it could be a brother. Everybody have to be on the same accord. It has to be one voice in that home instructing those children. And if that's not happening, the kids definitely will manipulate you. They'll manipulate the situation. Now, that's a parent doing the parenting, not sparing the rod. And so it's a lot of factors that play into what I'm saying. I don't think you're wrong, but I don't think I'm right either. I think that morality is based on a lot of factors: genetics, the fruit that's bared, the parent that's parenting, the community. There's a lot of factors that can go into that.
One part I would say is that once we that feeling of guilt, I think that's something that get put into us that's natural, or not even natural. It could be spiritual thing too. Um, and how we feel about things that we know is wrong or that got taught is wrong. Just like somebody told us a lie is wrong, right? Then from that point, we can't take it out of our minds, so our spirit will feel weird doing it once we learn that it's wrong. Because like I put it right now, right? When I got taught that certain things, don't do this or something like that, and then I found out that it wasn't wrong, so it kind of changed though. So I think that feeling, I think that it might be what you're talking about in a way, like the morality thing, but I think that like what we call that, anyways, in the Bible, that would be like the Holy Spirit. We got that in us, so everybody have the Holy Ghost. That's what we call it, the Holy Ghost. That's what we call it. I would say now maybe if you put it in that way, that feeling of guilt or feeling like you did something wrong, I think that's more of a spiritual type thing that got put into us. But otherwise, um, I think we get taught most of that stuff overall. I would say that if like say if you was across or if you was somewhere and somebody like, no, you can't do that, or if you know, from there you're gonna be like, okay, I can't do that. That's what I got taught. It's like some people is not gonna uh what's the word? They're not gonna switch over to another religion because somebody told them that because they're gonna feel like what they're doing is wrong. Especially if you got taught is wrong. They be like, nah, I'm let's say Muslim, right? I'm Muslim. I got taught to not convert to Christianity. Even though I feel like some of that stuff is like a fear, we can say it's a fear, right? When somebody told you that, and then if you do that, this or whatever gonna happen to you. So it could be a fear, or it can be a feeling of guilt. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like I think those feels, that's what make it. That's deep. That's a deep thing, though.
The Old Testament was fearful.
Yeah.
So do you think, does anybody think that maybe morals, morality, all of these things are affected by fight or flight or survival? What was it, what we would call it? You if you grow up in a certain demographic in a certain situation, your morals become different. Need I say compromised? It's easy to be
Yeah.
right when you pay. It's easy to do well when you living good. It's hard to follow the rules when you're struggling. And I'm saying that just as
The
as an
story of Job.
abstract, right? Just as an abstract, just to kind of go into the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, so if I'm struggling to eat and I'm trying to make it work, me being a 304, if I'm a work, if I got to make this money, it all of a sudden don't seem so bad. But now, if I'm privileged, if I'm chilling, if I'm chill, I can stand strong with that because it's easy because I don't have that worry. Or if I'm a dude struggling and it's easy for me to go sell some pharmaceuticals in the street because I'm trying to make it work, even though I know it's wrong. But if I already got money, it's easy for me to turn that away. As examples, you get what I'm saying? What do you think? Does that affect the morality?
Yeah, of course.
I
But
I
but we got
think.
we
Hey
got
guys, help me
we,
with scripture. Scripture people who are
hey, we got
very
Wait,
adept
before
in
you,
the
I do
scripture.
want to answer before you
Wait,
do that. I just want to
story of
answer
Job.
cousins. Yeah, I want to answer cousin stuff real quick. So I don't want to skip over this thing. He just asked the whole question. Uh, I was about to say, and then I think Jay about to answer. Then you guys your question though, so we can get
okay.
on the next one. But I would say um so I do think what you just mentioned right there. That's what I think. That's what I believe that make us evil is the fight or flight. Us being in survival mode because we will do anything, even harm our own self just to live. Just like you said, selling your body and all that stuff. Even though that junk is affecting you, and catching all type of diseases or whatever, eating whatever, certain things we would do to survive. We do, we'll steal, we'll do all type of things. And I think, like I said, that's how I know, and that's what though I'm always going to stick with that. That's what make us evil. That's what make us, like that because we are very selfish. That's something like we got to literally get taught to be. We even got to get taught to not be impulsive, right? Because humans are impulsive. If nobody didn't tell us not to react a certain way, like, hey, no, when you're mad, you don't do that. Or when you do that, like we just don't learn that out of nowhere. Somebody taught us or had to kind of humble us from our natural reactions. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of natural to move off just but it's kind of hard to control your emotions, which is things we are trying to teach today and stuff. So based off of that, that's how I know that it ain't the morals like that's getting across. It's just nature. It's just natural. When it comes to, it's like basically arguing natural versus morals. And I don't think that's why I don't believe that back what we was talking about with that. That's two different things. I think that's something that morals kind of tame your nature. I put it that way. So yeah, no matter what book you read, no matter whatever, it's natural just to move off impulse. That's just a natural thing.
It's if can you control the impulse.
Yeah, and that's something you got to get taught. You got to get taught that,
Yeah.
or learn it even from yourself after damaging yourself for so long. You got to learn how, dang, eventually you can be like, I'm hurting myself when I punch a wall or something like that. So then you can be like, no, no wall punch. No, what? That's if he was caveman, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, stuff like that, that's trial and error though, but it's still, you have to learn it because you don't, when you born moving off impulse of how you feel, you know,
Hey, Kev,
yeah,
you have to learn to identify it to be able to control it.
Yeah.
true, yeah, it's awareness first.
Yeah, Kev, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. We kind of line it up now, but that was a good question, cousin asked. But I think you're absolutely right. Depending on how something affects you, good or
Yep,
bad, and if you choose to learn something from it, I
there you
learned.
go. Right,
I re-
that's what I'm saying. Yep,
I realized that I didn't want to be a thief when I saw my cousin go to prison for robbing a
right.
movie theater. I was like, "Damn, dog, you gonna go to prison?" And I was like 15. I'm like, "Damn, dog, you going to prison?" I'm like, "Oh man." I said, "Where you going? Where you going?" I thought all prisons went to the same place. Like, damn,
Uh-huh.
bro, you going to prison, man? I was like, "Oh, you going to prison for real?" And he went to prison. I was like, "Oh man, I can't do that shit. I'm good." And so, you learn from different people, or you make the mistake yourself. So that becomes a part of your building your morality, building your character. And your character is what people think of you when you leave the room, and
Facts.
that ain't what you think of yourself. Your morality is what you build by learning from yourself, your experiences and other people's experiences, and what you see in your community. If you have somebody to look up to, you can look up to your mother as a boy and become a man, and she molds you in the right way, and she puts you around different factors to give you that masculine outlook, and she don't take from it.
Can
Now
you
that's
go back to what you said? Your characters is you said something about your characters is
your
what
character is
people
what
think.
other people think of you, not what you think of you. When you
Oh,
leave the room, is
I
what
think
people
I
think.
disagree on that too, though. I
Well,
think what other people think of you is your image. That's what I believe.
well,
Your
the
character
image.
is what you do behind closed doors.
Yeah, but see, yeah, image is one thing. Image is something you can portray.
Wait,
Character is
wait, wait. What?
image is something you can portray. You can build an image, and
Yeah.
you can put that out there. You can self like movie star. They structure a movie star image, and then
Yeah, it's an image.
you have
Yeah,
to
it's
make
how
that
people
Let's
perceive
look
you.
at the word. Let's look
you
at
may
the
have to
word
make that image.
character,
You have to make that image
sir.
believable
Sir, give
for
me 2 seconds. You okay?
you have to.
Let's look at the word character. Whoa, brother. 2 seconds. Look at the word character. What is it when you hear it? What do you hear in character? When you hear it in society, what do you think of character?
I'm saying to you is that character is what people think of you, and that's what I'm saying it is. I'm saying character is something you can
It's
you
what you
can.
present.
Well, character is something you don't see in one setting. You have to see that over a period of time. Somebody
A
can
character in a show is what?
somebody can tell you what they think your character is, but for
Sir, what
real,
is a character in a show?
can I let me just answer you, okay? So if somebody can tell you what they think if they meet you for the first time, but a character, knowing somebody's character, I have to know you for a period of time. That could be a couple days, that could be a week, a month, whatever that is for that person. You might ask me in 2 days. I said I don't really know yet. You can ask me in 5 days. I said okay, this is what I think of his character. Your character is what people think of you, not what
Yeah.
you think of you. And
No,
you have to
I think
build that with consistency of how you conduct and carry yourself on a day-to-day basis. And people are
the
gonna form say he ain't gonna do that. That's not his character. That's not who he is.
yeah, the fact that you said that though, it's basically like it is. Dang, you most definitely saying it so backwards to me that. But just like the fact that you said that it take time for this person to see your character, that's what I'm meaning about that. Uh, that if you saying it's based off how people perceive you, some people perceive you at like that's like at first sight, right? So that's the reason why I call that image, right? Because we could put on a certain image, but eventually, if a person get to know you, they see your character. Now that's what
We're
that's
saying
how I
this,
look at it.
Kev, we're
Because
saying
like
the
I
same
said, your
thing.
character is something that usually people hide behind closed doors when they relax, when
Kev,
they get
I agree, I
comfortable with
totally
you.
agree with you. I totally agree. We're
Yeah,
saying the same thing. I'm gonna show you how we're saying
yeah,
the same
yeah.
thing.
Basically, that's why I said I think the only thing that was throwing me off is because you saying that's how people. But no, that take time. You
That
know what I'm
takes
saying?
time.
But
Exactly. So
perception is what somebody see from you at the beginning. Like,
exactly. The
yeah, so
perception
that'd
of
be
your
like a image you because I can look like a cool person and play it
exactly.
off for a long time. But then soon as somebody like soon as somebody make you mad or somebody and how you go like, dang, I thought you was a nice person. Now you done found out their character or what they've been
Exactly.
hiding all that time.
The
You know what
perception
I'm
of
saying?
the image that you thought they had
Yeah.
wasn't it, and it probably took 5 days. It probably took a month or two.
Yes.
And people like I say, just even when you go in a relationship, it take a minute before you realize. I tell people, don't judge your relationship with your partner until you see them mad. What do they do when they mad? What do they do with adversity? They don't have to be mad. It could just be adversity. How do they treat other people that they don't know? It's different little things that are
Right.
gonna tell
Yep. That's
people who
character
they
right
are.
there. Yep.
And so I don't want to get in a pissing match with somebody what they think it is. Hell, I've been living long enough. I'm telling you what I think it is. And I don't care what the dictionary, the Webster say, because the Webster is screwed. It's screwed because you get one word can mean 5, 6 different things. Depends on how you use it.
Right.
Right.
And I kind of explained it a little bad, but I totally agree with what Kev said, and we have to all understand that for ourselves. That's why it's good to get different vantage points and you figure out how to learn. Everybody learns differently. Like me and Kev said, we learn from homegirl. Everybody else probably looked at it different. I don't think they were wrong, but
Yeah.
me, I was learning from her. She was telling me how not to respond to her, how to
Yep.
how to tolerate her, because you're gonna have many of those people out in the world. We got
Yes.
many.
Facts.
We got
Facts.
many people like that. Not only women, but men
It can
too,
save your life too.
and they will save your life. So you don't
Yeah.
burn the bridge down because you might be able to say that, and she might be able to save you one day. Because you gave her grace. You gave her grace because you tolerate her, and she don't get that often. I bet money people don't tolerate her as much as you do. And she have a fondness for the fact that you have give her grace. That's a form of grace that you will give her, and she likes it, but she don't know how to react to it in a proper way. She's so jaded in life that she don't understand. And when people try to confront you and try to pin you down to explain and dictate to you, they're going about it totally wrong. They miss out on learning from you because they think they're going to teach you something. And that's the problem. People don't know how to conversate and have a dialogue that's going to be open enough to make you receive information that you might even think you may learn from somebody, and you can. It ain't about being right. It ain't about being getting your point across. It's about learning. And sometimes learning is getting your point across.
Yeah. No, good point. I would say I would agree with you guys. I mean, if we go by definition, I think character is just the qualities of an individual. Pretty simple. So whatever makes that individual is character. The,
Mm-hmm.
the emotional or and moral qualities of a specific individual. That's the meaning of it. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's right. I think, and that take time to get because you're never going to know everybody's quality
Right.
unless you spend time with them. So That all makes sense.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
I would just, this is just my personal request. If we cannot bring up her ass ever again, please. This woman has been gone off the panel for 2 hours, and we still mentioning her shit. We giving her
You
way
right
too much
about
What
that.
attention.
happened?
She do not deserve the
You
attention.
true.
And
That's
let's
right.
just, I'm just,
I feel you. I feel
no
you,
offense.
dog.
I'm
I
just
feel you.
saying. Let
And she
her
probably on
let
the
her go,
outside of this
please.
thing, like they still talking about me,
Thank you.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying. If she's not here to defend herself, we shouldn't be talking about it anyway. So let's just let it go.
True. You right. You right.
Right.
Yeah, totally agree.
Deshante, what's up, man? I ain't seen you over here in 1,000 years. So you be in the comments sometimes, though. I see you be around these streets getting tagged up and stuff, going on them lives that you know gonna eat you up. But I love it though. I be
Yo,
doing the same thing anyway, so I feel you.
let's talk about how I'm so unpopular on this app.
Yeah, I know you trying to get that name out. I've been doing the same thing. I got divestors that don't like me. I got all type of stuff. Boy, I've been everywhere,
Yo,
but I grab my people that mess with me too at the same
when you speak that truth, bro, they do not like you. They do not like nothing. You be all like, bro, when you speak truth and you actually live in the real world and you touch grass and you go outside
time.
and you see how the world is actually working, and then you get on these apps, baby, you so unpopular. I be like, damn, like this is how the world works though. Like you
Yeah,
cannot talk this shit in the real world, y'all. It's not gonna happen. Like
whole
this
other
shit be
energy.
crazy. That's why I talk my shit, cause like, baby, who play with somebody else? And it's like, yo, I ain't know that it was a problem until I started showing love to black men, and that's when I got the most hate, yo.
Mhm.
I got
Sad.
the most hate. I got called every type of pick me in the world. I was like, wait, showing love to our black men.
Stop being pygmies out here, man. You're supposed to divest.
And in the real
Choose
world,
your feelings over everything. Don't try to understand, man. Don't do that. If you
right?
understand, man, you're being controlled.
Control, right? And they be wanting to lead and then don't want to work. How that work?
Ah, ah,
These the same
ah.
women that want a soft life, that want to still lead every damn thing. How that work? Like somebody got to do it now.
Yeah.
If the grass need to be cut, somebody got to do it. You want a soft life, so sit your ass down. You feel me? Don't be trying to run everything. You feel me? That.
I notice. You always notice like the contradictions on some things. They quick to say, "Well, she's just a woman," but we let stuff like that slide. But when we say, "Well, it's in a man's nature," now we can, that's BS. You can't do that. You know. But with women, you have to be soft. You got to realize it's a woman. It's a woman. She's allowed to express herself. She don't got to control herself. She can move impulsive. You know, I just be
Yeah,
so
let me,
freaking
let me tell you, right? I was on a live earlier today, right? This lady was literally complaining about her man. Mind you, he paid all the bills. She said she was with this man for 16 years and she had a mental health issue. So it's like he been riding it out for six. I said, if he ain't left in 16 damn years, what, what makes you think he don't want to be with you? Like, she still questioned the relationship after 16 years. I was so lost. I said, that man is a good man. I need you to go tell him thank you for everything he's done
That's a
for you.
horrible relationship when you still question it. That yeah, that's that. That go back to that non-satisfaction, and then people will spend that long, and but still probably gonna take their side. Well, he might not be worth submitting to. He might not be worth under. Like it took you 15 years, and then you still gonna if you that's what happened when people so scared to be alone. They rather use a person that long and make you think that you really trust them and all this other stuff. But then I can't blame. I mean, then I'm gonna still blame both sides no matter what. I'm blaming him for sticking around because you getting with a person that really don't understand you. So I feel
Right.
like it's getting to a point I can't really feel bad for a lot of people because they put themselves in situations because some people just don't want to make that sacrifice of being alone. Then they end up reaping basically what they get later down the line because they don't wasted all their time with this one person that don't even really love them.
Right. And so, like the live, like how the live went, right? Is
Yeah.
she's complaining about her man, and then the host of the live, she was like, "Well, girl, I left mine. My friends told me to leave him, and I'm telling you, it's been so hard to try to find another man that could provide for me like he did." I'm like, once you find a good provider, once you find a man that's gonna be there no matter what, where is we complaining about? You feel me? Like, where the
Mm.
complaints at? Because it's hard to find a man that's gonna ride with you and do this thing for you, and you get listen to your friends, and then you leave this man. Now you gotta do this shit by yourself. I was like, "Do you have a job?" She said she can't work. The girl was like, she can't work. So I'm like, once you leave this man, what are you gonna do? So go in the room, thank him for what he does. And that was so hard for her to do. Like she was like, I don't know.
I think I'm all right.
She's like, I don't know because I was like, girl, bye. I don't know how men do it anymore.
Yeah. Ain't happy life, happy wife.
We tired, boss. We tired.
Yeah, he
Right.
said he's tired going this preaching,
I
man.
I think happy spouse, happy house, man.
That's what it's
That
Happy
works
supposed to
for
be.
spouse.
both people.
Solution to
Yeah.
that problem. What's going on, Kevin?
What up, Biggie? How you feeling, my brother?
I'm great. I was just listening in the hallways, and
Hey,
well, I
welcome.
have found the solution to that problem.
What's the
What that?
solution?
Sister wives.
Oh my.
Oh my God.
Look at it like this: those of us who can provide, we providers. And for those who don't want to go along with the getting along, we just replace them.
Mm-mm.
Why would I
Uh-oh.
deal? Why would I deal with the woman who is going to be like that when I can get a woman who will be happy for me to just be a provider?
Mm.
But a good man is gonna want you to be loyal, like he's loyal. You
I mean,
feel?
I am loyal to my wives.
No, he wants you to
White
be. He wants you to be the only one because he's the only one for
Yeah,
you.
but let me ask you this though. Let me
Hey
ask you
Kev,
this
I
though.
gotta drop, man. Thanks for
What
having me up.
benefit?
Oh,
What
for sure, brother.
benefit does she give me? Um, it's doing too much. Listen, I've learned that as a man, you got to know what you want and go for it. For me, I want children and I want a few children. And I always get, well, you want too many kids, and okay, fine. Then we just start splitting them up amongst women. I can do that.
Wow.
Hey, Biggie,
We
Twenty
gonna say
kids.
it's in a man's nature. Let's let it rock. I don't.
what, what would you? What do you? What was your definition of a provider, so that we can get it clarified for the two seats?
Uh, each one of them can have their own house on their own few acres, being completely provided for where they wouldn't have to work.
I'm not mad at this. Keep going.
So, because I have 120 acres, so I can just split it up. Say you get so much land, you get a house, the kids have their own area, and the only ones that really have to deal with each other are the children. However, my wives actually pick themselves. Oh, I like this girl. Okay, cool.
Okay, so what you talk about is a township, right? You have your acres, and you making babies and families with this
Not necessarily
amongst the
also doing
town.
off-grid
You trying to
community.
create a
Not everybody who's in my community is a part of that, right? My
But
house is
families
my
don't making
house, and
babies
You
though.
trying to give like you trying to get to create like a Jonestown?
Yeah, sound like
I
it.
don't I don't know what a Jonestown is, so I
It's
no.
like a guy who wants to create like a cult where
No.
you have a
No,
bunch
no,
of
no, no,
women
no,
that
no, no,
follow
no.
you and stuff like
No, no,
that.
no.
I'm just messing. I'm just having fun. Devil's
No.
advocate here.
I was like, no. I do build off-grid communities. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Where I teach people.
Hey, but Biggie, are you the only one spreading the seeds?
No, any man is allowed to get married and have whatever he wants.
So, okay, you say you have the acres. You can give the
Mhm.
acres to your wife, right? You
No.
have multiple wives. So these are descendants of you, correct? The
Yeah.
kids that they will have in these acres. So anything is going that is created in this township is going to be literally cousins, right?
Siblings, actually.
Siblings, cousins. So it's a
Is
bunch
that incest?
No, no, because you forget that when they match up, they will be matching up with people from the off-grid community that are not related to them. My children.
But you say you own these acres. People don't have to come onto private property. That's what I'm saying. It's not an
Gonna have
actual
to invite
farm.
him.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this again though. I build off-grid communities.
Mhm.
So I take people who want to homestead, people that want to. If you want to be a part of an off-grid community, we put you in one of our three communities. If you want your own land, then we facilitate you being able to get your own land and doing your own thing. It just depends on what the person wants.
Okay, well, with regards to you having children, do you want your daughters to have legitimate husbands, right? So how are you vetting the men?
You mean how would I?
Yeah.
They would have to be able to survive out here with us. Out here, we are homesteaders. Like we don't go to the store. We raise our own animals. We butcher our own animals. We grow our own gardens. So, I mean, you would have to be
I
a
like
part
th-
of the
I like
self-sustainable
this
lifestyle
concept.
that we do,
It's
right? Like
I like the
tribalism.
concept.
It's
even our
tribalism.
education program is tailored towards each individual child.
So,
The education, the public school system is trash.
so,
So
so Biggie. So isn't that part of your provision, right? Because when I
what
asked,
education?
but when I'm
Hell
saying
yeah, that's your
because
provision.
when I asked what's a provider, all you said was land and seed.
I mean, if
So
you want to
that's why
count
I was saying like
education,
give them the
yeah,
shit.
if
Like
you want to
what's a
count
provider?
education as provision, I figure education is just education. Nobody wants any dummies.
Okay, but if you saying that the public education system is
It
trash,
is. It is trash.
what
We
do you
all know the
have to
public
compete with
education
it?
system is trash.
What do you have to
Are
compete with
are
it?
are you not part of the public education
Oh,
system? That would
fuck
be
no.
harsh
No,
to
Okay,
say
sir.
that.
Not at all.
so you're
So
gonna
you were homeschooled?
My mother is a teacher,
what
So
about
you were
you?
homeschooled?
private schools.
Oh, okay.
So what about you though? How are you gonna educate these women
Educate the women, educate the
and the
children.
children?
Um, so basically what we have is we are building curriculums from the ground up. My my way of looking at it is that you have to tailor the education to each individual child. Each child learns differently. Trying to set up an entire system that makes all the children work for it is the problem. You actually have to deal with each child. Sure, you start off with the same fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Um, Geometry, reading, writing, but then as these kids develop, right? Some kids show more interest in other things, like some like automotive. Some you might find a kid who takes things apart and puts them back together. You might find one kid who likes music. So you have to find what that kid's passion is, right? And
Yeah, you
tailor
just
the education.
defined the Chinese school system.
He
That's the way they
I
defined the
do
mean,
it.
with
community college.
agriculture, I mean, honestly speaking, that is where I got a lot of my idea from was the Chinese school system. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Biggie,
China and India, actually. I have friends
Biggie.
that went to both of those.
This is not an original thought. We already have this. We have community college that teach trades. We
Right, right. But this is what I'm
What
saying.
are
These
those?
kids
Are
need
there
to know
schools
this
called magnet
before. But
schools?
this is
I
what
forgot
I'm
what they
saying.
call those.
I
magnet,
these
yeah.
kids need to know these skills before they why do you have to pay for an
Again, this is not
education
an
like that
original
when
thought.
these things used to be free for the kids before?
They don't have STEM
That's
programs anymore, Biggie.
We
what do you
have
mean?
all of this. We have all of this
It
already.
depends on where you're located. No, they don't. They
We
do
need
not have
this.
these in the high
They
schools
have this
anymore.
though.
Not where I'm from.
Where you from,
Wait,
baby?
I'm from
don't say
Dallas.
that. Oh, okay.
You said Dallas don't have this?
So, like, let's say you want to do woodworking or automotives in
You
high
said
school.
Beyonce's Texas don't have STEM programs?
I don't. What is a STEM program? What is that exactly?
I think it's
Science,
science and
technology.
yeah.
They don't have practical skills. So what I'm saying is like when I was a little kid, we had wood shop. They don't have wood shop anymore. When my father was a kid, they had automotive, they had welding. Hold on. They had automotive, they had welding. They had a lot of these different programs. Woodworking, all of this was in high school. Once you graduated high school, you actually had the tools that you needed to go straight into the workforce. You didn't have to go to a trade school and pay for it. You didn't have to go to college and pay for it.
Well, now it's at community college. You go
But yeah,
community
because now
college.
they want you to pay for it. That's my
Okay,
point.
but you get a
Well, that's
um
what the legislations were trying to do in the past. That's what what Bernie Sanders was trying to push, where
yeah,
he was going
Obama
to
did
say,
that.
So this is
Obama
why
did that.
our
What is
our
it called? A Pell
education
Grant? You
program
can do the Pell
has
Grant to
all
run a
this
trade.
stuff where you learn agriculture, you learn woodworking, automotives, um,
This is
all these.
community college.
Okay, once again, I am making a system where kids don't have to pay
We
for
already
it.
have it at community
community
college.
college is free now?
Guess what I'm
It's
saying?
not
Since when has
free.
community college been free?
What I'm saying, what you're offering is the same thing as community college.
I'm what
We
I'm
already have
offering
it.
is for these kids to have these trades, including agriculture, which is not in community college, before they
I have a,
graduate high school, so
and I
that
agree
they
with you.
have these skills
That's not
before
true.
they reach
Wait,
college.
Biggie, I agree with you, and I love the concept where you're coming from. But do you believe if it was free, just like public school is for free, would people take advantage of it, or would just some people would just ignore it the same way
Absolutely,
and
people
not
would
use
take.
it?
Okay, so absolutely, people would take advantage of it. They took it out of our school. We used to have them. Like when my dad graduated high school, he already had welding as a licensed trade when he went into the workforce at 18.
No,
Okay.
do you know why they removed it?
They removed it
Because
before, right when they started bringing that other stuff into our communities, right around that era.
because the world changed, because we went from an industrial world to a technological world, so they didn't think it was
They
necessary
did not
anymore
go
to
to
have a bunch of
not when
tradesmen.
my dad was a
Well,
kid.
we
No,
we
sir.
have computers
Not when my
computers now.
dad was a
A
kid. No,
computer
sir.
is not a trade. Well,
But what
trade
I'm
is
saying is this in today's time, you're absolutely right. But when my
Have
dad
you
was
seen
a
what a
kid,
mechanic has to do now? A modern
what
mechanic
I'm
doesn't even
saying
get
is
under
when
the
you
hood
listen, what I'm
right.
with an
saying.
electric vehicle.
A
But what I'm
computer
saying
Listen
is
for a
when
second.
I
It's
was a
okay.
kid, technology wasn't all like that. When I was graduating, we barely had a cell phone. Like cell phones
Exactly.
was exactly. So there was no point in taking those programs out of those schools back in that time.
Okay.
But
Because
The
what I'm
point is,
also
you said
saying is
your
they took
dad
it
was
out
giving
of the
trade.
inner cities, but outside of the inner cities,
Hold
they still
up.
want them.
Something adding up. You said your dad was giving trays. When you grew up, you weren't giving trays.
Exactly. No,
didn't you take
before
like computer
before
class,
graduating
typing?
high school, before graduating high school.
Did you take computer and typing? I know I did.
No, they did not have. Well,
So you
they
saying you
had
don't know
like
any
the
trades right
beginning.
now?
They had like the beginning stages of computer my junior year. I think it was my sophomore junior year.
So you don't know any trades right now? Is that what you're
Do
saying?
I know any trades? So I'm already retired.
I'm saying, do you know trades though? Yes. No.
Did I go to trade school? No, I went to law school.
Okay. So what's the what is the problem?
I'm not saying anything is a problem. In my opinion, the education system today is trash. So since I am off grid and I am building off grid communities,
How can
we
you
are
off
just
grid?
creating our own education system through the homeschool system we are properly educating
So
our own
you're,
children.
so you're not utilizing your law degree. Is that what you're saying? You're saying you're off
I
grid.
absolutely,
Because law only applies to a society. So you have to be in the society, working with the society, utilizing the society's laws and the, so
adhere
how are you
to it.
off grid and a law student?
I'm grown. I've graduated and now I'm retired.
Okay,
Hence,
so
I'm
you're
retired.
off grid, so the laws don't even apply. Your degree don't apply to nothing, right?
Yeah, sure it does.
How if you're off grid?
Because you still have to know the laws of your land. You still have to know your laws. You still have to see the updates to the laws that they
Well,
make.
he has to know law to create law. So he's
Okay,
got
so
a point.
okay, knowing the law is
I
good anyway.
mean,
But
like
if you're
I
off grid, that means you're not coming into contact with anybody. You're
Yeah,
what
but
is
he has to
that?
create law for his village that he's creating, his
exactly.
township.
Is he creating a township though? That's
I
what.
am creating
I don't know.
creating
He's Kim
several
Sim City.
off-grid communities
Why aren't they townships then? You should be like my. I'm the governor of said township. If you know
because
law,
once
you
again,
know
we're trying to make off-grid communities where we
where law
are.
doesn't apply, right?
So you're trying to
So
recreate Indian
saying law
reservations for
doesn't
black people?
apply. So law
What's your
doesn't apply.
definition of off grid?
Saying law doesn't apply doesn't really
Wait,
work in America
Biggie,
because there's nowhere
Biggie,
in America that
Biggie,
you can,
Trying to
one thing at
confuse
a
us.
time.
B-
There's
Biggie,
nowhere. Hold on. There's
Biggie. I have
nowhere
a
that
question for you.
I
Are you
got
trying to create an
you. Okay.
Indian reservation? It's a question for you based on what you're saying, sir.
Well, I
It's
can
gonna
only
go to what
answer
you're
one
saying.
question at a time. I
No,
can't answer
it
her question.
no.
Okay, so scratch her question. What's yours?
Yes. The
Okay, scratch
question
her
she's
question.
trying to get you to answer, which is the same question, are you trying to create an Indian reservation for black people?
That's what it sounds like.
No, I am not creating a Indian reservation for black people. However, I have been telling a lot of our people that they should also build communities away from the system as well. Now, to what I am building is my community is all inclusive. It is run by majority blacks, but you can be white, you can be Latino, you can be Christian, atheist.
Alphabet?
Okay, but what's his definition of off grid? Can you give me that
Uh,
definition?
I don't subscribe. You know what I'm
'Cause I know
saying?
damn well you didn't get no law degree to live where the laws don't apply.
So actually, no, that was not the original purpose of me going to school for that and what I did. However, I found peace in doing what I do. I paid for my land. I paid for it in cash. My house is paid for, and I'm enjoying my life. I retired at 35. I can serve. I can spend no more than $5,000 a year
Congratulations,
to
my
be
friend.
happy. To have everything that I need. I don't have to
Five
go to
K
the
a year?
grocery store. Like I feel more freedom off grid than I did in the system. I can do whatever I want to. I can grow my 420 and I can also shoot firearms at the same time. And ain't nobody can tell me I can't do it here.
Pew pew.
You can say firearm.
But the S word, can you say that?
Firearm? Yeah. If as long as
Okay,
so
but
and as long
I'm
as
over here
it's the
confused
proper
because
term,
how
you
you
can't
gonna
use
grow this
slang. You
community?
cannot use slang. And
I
you
want to know how
cannot
you're
use
gonna
graphic
grow this community.
inappropriateness, but you can use the actual scientific term just fine.
I want to know how you're gonna grow this community. If you're saying that you don't need anybody,
So
that's
if you
fine.
want
You
to
don't
know
need
how I'm
anybody.
going to grow this
But if
community,
you're gonna have
hold
multiple
on. If
wives
you want to
and
know how I
multiple
grow this
children,
community, you can ask cousins. Cousins knows about it. You can follow me. I go live every day. Most of my
I'm
community
good.
members are literally a part of my live on an everyday
What's that
basis.
guy name that went to jail? He just got life for this. What is his name?
Yeah, well, that I don't break the laws to do what I do. Everything I do is still legal.
Um, what is his name? I forgot his name. But Okay, but my thing is, if you're gonna, you said your original point when you came up here was that you were going to give your acres to women that you want to have
That's
babies
not what
with.
I said. I said that the way to
Am I
solve that
tripping?
problem, I said the way to solve that problem is to have multiple wives.
All
That's what I
right, that you're
said.
gonna give acres
And the
to,
way to fix that depends on how you do it.
and you
So,
said you was gonna give acres to them,
right,
and
yeah, I
then
mean, right, and I can, no problem,
all right. So
depending on how that situation goes. There's
now
two
that you done
ways.
made all these
There's two
babies,
ways that that situation can go, depending on if the women want to live together or depending if they don't want to live together. It depends on them and what they want, and
and
then
Can
then
they have other men in these homes when they live separate?
now, what makes you think that that would ever be possible? You know what
nah,
happens when I catch an unwanted dude on my property?
There
I
you
live
go.
in the woods. I live in the woods.
but we
No way.
asked you
So you said you wanted to have an inclusive,
Yes,
everybody come
absolutely.
in.
And remember what I also said.
Kevin,
I
am I
said that I
tripping?
am building an off grid community, which everybody is welcome. But the off grid community and my households are two different things. That's what I'm saying. So if you're off with part of the off grid community, all dudes are welcome. Any woman that is a part of the off grid community, you're more than welcome to do whatever you guys decide to do. My wives are
Just
my
don't trust
wives.
it.
Those are two different things.
Cause I know
So
damn well
you're the
if
chief of the
somebody,
village.
There
right,
we
I know
go.
damn well that
That's a
somebody
good
needs to get
way
a
of
law
putting it.
degree
I am
to
the
live
chief
off
of the
grid.
village. That's right. I got a law degree and
You
figured
spent
out a way to
how
live
many years on
outside of
this
the
law
system.
degree to live off grid?
I went to school for 8 years. I worked for Martin Frost. Um,
Does that make sense to anybody to get a law degree to establish order in a society for you to live off grid? Where
Order in what society? Let me ask you a
that's what
question.
a law degree is for,
Right,
to
exactly.
establish order in a
And do
society.
you know what that law degree did for me? Would you like to know even
Are you
what made
utilizing it
me
now
decide not to do it?
What she's trying to say is, are you using your law degree to help your fellow community, black
to
community
create the
people? Not
township?
just
Right.
creating a township for yourself to have this kind of chief mentality, is going out in the world and using your
Okay,
education to better
so
the fellow man
I
and not
literally
better
said
yourself.
You're
I
establishing
literally
your
hold
own
on.
laws
I
at this
literally
point.
just said I go live every day for about 15 hours a day.
And
And
when you
all
say
hold
this,
on,
it
let me
makes me think
finish.
that
Let me
God.
finish. Let me finish. And I literally give out this information for free. I give out the law information I know for free, how to obtain land yourself for how to do everything that I'm doing, and you can do it your own way, creating your own communities. I teach people this every day. No, I do not just hold this information, and I don't charge either for the information that I give. I freely give out all this information every day. All I do is go live all day. And if anybody have any questions about the law, I answer it. Land, I answer it. How to do infrastructure, we answer it. If I don't know it, I have pulled in people who do know it.
He
And we all do this
sounds
for our people every day for free.
like Nature Boy. That's who he sounds like. When
Yep, Nature
you
Boy.
can't
That's
you
one of my
can't sit
boys from
here and say
Atlanta.
that you're a
Nature
law
Boy from
student
Atlanta.
and you
Okay,
now
yeah,
want to
farm
create your
fresh.
own
We
laws.
cool. Yeah,
Your
that's what
job was
that's somebody
to
I'm affiliated with.
okay, but your job is to negotiate the laws, right? And
Negotiate? No, I don't
negotiate the laws
negotiate
that have
anything.
already been established. You don't create your own laws as a lawyer. Okay,
That's not
okay.
okay. So first of all, living off grid is totally different than creating a township.
This
Creating a township is creating your own system within their system. Homesteading in an off-grid community is creating your system outside of their system.
okay.
I
Well,
have I
Google
want
Nature Boy.
nothing I want nothing to do with their system whatsoever. We make our own power. We use solar panels and wind turbines that we build ourselves. We don't use their shit. We build our own, right? We create our own water system, our own infrastructure. We use them for nothing. When I say nothing, I mean absolutely nothing. At most, what they get out of me is $550 a year, and that's the property taxes, right? And I just found a way where I don't have to pay property taxes anymore because there's ways around that too. So I'm just saying, but the information that I do have, I give to our people freely every day, 7 days a week.
So you're nature boy.
Pretty much just another version.
Another version. Well, he was raping women.
Oh no, I don't do nothing like
He
that.
was. He was raping women.
Wait, are you talking about farm fresh? We're not talking about the same
You
person.
saying the R word?
Graping. I'm gonna say grape. He was
You
What
can
the
raping.
say
heck?
the
I
you
thought
can
I
say
thought
that
I said
too.
it twice. I'm like, what the heck is this going like that?
Are you
I'm
talking
sorry. I'm
about Nature
confused.
Boy from Atlanta?
Nature boy. Yeah.
From Atlanta.
He was from New York, I believe.
Okay, no, we're not talking about the same person.
He was from New York, and then he moved to the Caribbean, and then he was like having a cult
Yeah,
where
no. So Nature Boy, I know, is out of Atlanta.
he was arrested and charged in
No, this ain't
Atlanta.
the same guy. We're talking about farm. I'm talking about Farm Fresh. That's his brand's name. It's Farm
But
Fresh.
okay, so you agree with the actions of Nature Boy, yes or no?
I don't know who what Nature Boy you're talking about. I know
The
Farm
guy
Fresh.
that was going live for 15 hours that you just said you would.
I once again, I don't know if we're talking about the same person.
Google him down. Okay, you can click out of this
I
app
I
and then you
know
can Google
Farm
Nature Boy.
Fresh. Well, I don't need to know all of that because that it. I don't. I'm worried about me and my group. Okay.
Okay, but I'm saying you're acting like this is an original thought. This is not an
Who said
original
this is
thought.
original thought? I never said I came up with a
Okay,
brand new
some people have done
concept.
this before and it has been
So
awry.
so just because you might have a problem with what I'm doing, that's something you got to take up with
If
yourself.
it worked, it would have worked before. It
It
hasn't
works
worked
now.
though.
It works now. It's working just fine.
It
I
didn't
don't
work the
know.
first time because he was raping the women.
Well, guess
He
what?
had
I
to
don't have.
establish his
See,
own law.
you know
He had
what?
to
I
establish his
find
own
this
law on his
funny.
own land,
I find
right?
this very funny that
So you can't negotiate law that's not been determined yet,
okay,
right?
so
You have
once
your
again,
own.
what do you keep talking about a rapist and
I'm saying,
negotiating laws? Let me explain to you this one more time, because maybe you're not understanding, right? I was a law student. I graduated. I studied and I got my degree. I no longer work for the system. I bought land and I started my own off-grid community. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. This is something that I saw as a problem with the city.
okay, so
Most
you
people,
passed the bar.
hold on. Most people all over this country complain about not having a safe place to live that's affordable.
Okay, so you passed the
Every
bar,
time
right?
I hear people complain about housing, living, decent food, safe places for their children.
So
So
you
I
established this.
so I decided to open up my land to create an off-grid community for people who want to get rid of those issues.
How is it off grid? What is your definition of off grid? If
Okay,
you're
so
abiding by the
solar
laws of the
panels, I'm going
land,
to tell you,
how is it off grid?
solar panels, uh unrestricted, well, first of all, unrestricted land in the woods, not near any city, near any town.
So you
Um
still abide by the laws of the land and
No,
whatever
I don't.
city.
There are no laws of the land out here. There's nobody out here to tell me what to do. There's no police out here. There's no sheriff's departments out here. There's nothing out here. There's no military. There's no nothing. There's literally nobody to tell me what to do. Game warden ain't even out here. If I
Mm.
see a deer right now and it is not deer season, I can unalive that deer, process it, and eat it. And there's nobody to tell me that I can't do that. So no, no laws, no land. I can do whatever I want to,
You don't
whatever
have to.
I choose to do.
In what state do you reside where you don't have to apply the state laws to wherever the fuck you're at?
Depending on wherever you are in the middle of the woods, you
Where
can
are
do what
you
you want to
located
do.
where you don't have to apply the
Wherever
state
you
laws?
want. Listen, it don't matter what state you in. Once you in the woods, you in the woods.
How are you a lawyer not applying
Was no
state
no
and
no no
federal
no
laws?
no no was. I am no longer. I retired. I am done with that life. I now live an off grid life. That's
So
another
what
life
was the
that was in
whole
the
point of
past.
you referencing your law degree? If you're not no longer applying it to anything.
I apply it to my everyday life living out here of what I've learned. I apply it, but when I get on TikTok and I help people answer questions, figure out their legal situations, and everything else like that, I freely give out my knowledge to other people now. I just that's what I do with it. Outside of that, I enjoy homesteading. And I give people a different option. That's all I do. If you want the option, you take it. If you don't want the option, you don't. If you, people that want to stay in the city, stay in the city. I have no qualms with a person that wants to live in the city.
So
I hear a lot of complaints coming out the
who
city.
is policing your homesteads?
I police my own homestead.
So if a murder happens at one of your properties, your acres that you've given out, if a murder happens on these properties, what's going to happen? Are you going to apply the law of the state that you're living in, the federal law? Are you going to apply any of this into your decision making, or are you just going to be like, you know what, I'm off grid. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, so when you say murder, are we talking like an intruder, or are we talking like
However
somebody
it go.
unalive their cousin?
However it go.
Well, if you're an intruder, we have hogs. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
Are you
We
reporting
live
it or
with the
not?
three S's: shoot, shovel, and shut up.
What?
Come out here if you want to. If you're not invited,
Tread
you're not
lightly, sir.
invited.
Tread lightly. Tread lightly.
My
You might
apologies.
say things here.
But I'm just saying, you when you come out to the wilderness and you think you're gonna come and cause harm to somebody out here, do you not think that we're not prepared to defend what we have?
Okay, and I get that. So how?
There are no cops. Remember that. No police. Calling 911 ain't gonna do you no good out here. You want to know how we handle a
So,
fire?
so how
It's
many
called the
people?
bush truck.
Let's know this.
So,
How many people have you buried?
Desante,
How
is
many
that
people have you buried, Biggie?
Oh, what?
Let me know.
None. I have never, ever, ever, ever done anything like that. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, okay.
But theoretically speaking, it's different, right? It depends if you come here to cause harm or not. I mean, it's not like we're just serial unalivers, right? Like if you come out here with good intentions, you will be met with good intentions.
I
If you
want
come out
somebody
here
to
with bad
escalate the
intentions,
land at this point, cause you sound very dangerous.
I mean, that's the first time I've heard that one, but okay. If that's how you feel, that's your opinion. That's your right.
You said shoot, shovel, and shut up.
Well, if you come out here to cause harm, right? Well, we got to do something with you.
Shoot, shovel, and shut up. So how many people have you buried?
You already asked that question.
How many?
Once again, I've already answered that question. But like I said, I've never caused harm to anyone who has never, meant me harm, who hasn't meant me harm. Like where I was a bodyguard also once I left my law stuff. So, I mean, I'm all about protecting people. I'm not in the business of harming. I'm actually in the business of creating safe places for folks, just not a part of the system. To me, the system is the problem. Trying to fix the system, this is why I left the law field because they wanted me to do things that I didn't feel comfortable with doing to my own people. All they really wanted me to do was lock folks up. That's all it was.
Do you think people should be punished for crimes?
If I give you the instances where they had me working on, I you would say no. because we're talking about cases where they are railroading people, innocent people, or people that did the right thing. But
Okay, that's not you though. I'm asking you personally. Do you think people should be punished for crimes?
um depending on the crime. Not all crimes should be punished.
Name some.
Name some crimes that are punishable that should not be.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Theft of necessity.
Death of necessity. So you take my motherfucking food because you're hungry and I'm hungry too.
Yeah, I'm talking about like stealing from the grocery store.
So you cool with it. You're cool with it.
What
So
I'm saying is this: when the system creates a
So if
where
Biggie owned a grocery store, you wouldn't mind if people stole from it.
you wouldn't have to steal from my grocery store because I
it
would give you
sounds good. It sounds so good, but it's
like
not
hold on. I am a
good.
homesteader that literally believes in feeding people. I feed people now off my land.
How do you have
Hold on.
a
When
store?
I have a surplus, when I have a surplus of food, I literally go around to people in the community to see who has needs that are not being met. And if I
So
can
you're
find
telling me the
somebody
items
who
in your
needs
store is
food, I
free.
feed them.
The items in your store is free, right?
Okay, so me personally, I don't believe in money. If anything, I
You don't
believe
believe
more
in
in barter.
shit, clearly.
I believe in barter, not money.
How do you barter with no money?
Because we homestead and we farm out here. So you could have a crop that you could trade me and not have any cash. And I'm fine with that. You
So
could
you
have
tell
a
me everybody in your homestead will be crop growers and
not
be able to barter
necessarily
the
you
crops?
but what if you're a handyman for an example? What if you're really good at fixing things? A mechanic is needed.
It
You
sounds
know,
like you're sliding into slavery.
how is
Be
that
careful
slavery?
with your words.
How is that slavery?
Okay, so who
Sharecropping.
sharecropping, right? What are we talking about?
We're talking about where people are able to live together as a village and support
Okay,
each
so
other.
how long does it take for somebody to buy if we're sharecropping, right? And you give them cabbage or whatever, how long does it take for them to work that debt down?
There is no debt. What are you talking about?
So your items are free, correct?
What? Okay,
I
inside
don't
the
think you thought
community
about
or
this. I don't
outside of the
think you thought about
community?
this.
So are you talking inside of my living community or outside of my living community?
I don't think you thought about this. I don't
I
think you
have thought about it. You have to answer the question. Are we talking inside the live-in community or outside of the live-in community?
both.
Because if we're okay, so inside the live-in community, everything is free, right? I'm not charging anybody inside the live-in community for anything. We literally
You
work
just said we had to barter. You know what?
yes, barter with people outside of the community.
So bartering with no
This
money.
is
How do you
why
do
I
that?
am asking. Okay, so listen. This is why I am asking, are you talking inside the community or outside of the community?
So
Okay.
there's a point that you will have to gain some kind
Yes,
of resource, which is
exactly.
currency,
And
but
this
it
is
comes
why
from
I
the
am saying,
outside, not the
yes,
inside.
yes, that's what I'm
How do
asking.
you barter with no money and
Okay, so
exchange?
okay, I need you to stop being caught up on the money thing because inside
Big
the
E says he's gonna be the initial investor of everything, and
Right.
eventually he will reap the benefits of his township. So he's gonna have to invest everything that he has into it
right.
because most of these people are gonna come with nothing, and he's
Nothing.
gonna in
Not
hopes.
necessarily. They just come with what they have and we make it
How,
work from there.
okay, so
Well,
barter means
nothing.
trade. That is true. Barter means
I
trade.
mean, some
You
people
have
don't.
nothing
Some
to
people do
offer.
come
I
with
don't
stuff,
even
though.
have
That's what
money
I'm
to give
saying.
you.
No, no, no. Some people sell their homes. Some people have homes. They sell their
You
homes.
selling what? And you gave them the
Okay,
property.
can I please finish? Because I think you're more just trying to have this conversation to be combative than to understand. And now, if you're just having the conversation to be combative, then there's really no point in having this conversation. But if you're
I
trying
don't
to
think you thought
understand,
about
I
this.
would be happy to explain it.
I don't think you thought about this. I think you
Oh,
came
I thought
here.
about it all the way through, even to the point where we
Explain.
made it to a
Explain.
nonprofit. So this is what I'm saying. Inside the community, sir, you're absolutely correct. Me and some other people that I know, I do have investors that believe in this dream. We are
That's the word.
right. We are footing the bill for the entire operation. I have a piece of land that I have donated to the community, right? The community has land for grazing animals, living and food orchard and garden, right? The rest of my land is still my land. I go into a contract with the community itself, right? Which I am also a part of, right? So now the
You do have to purchase this land from the town or the city or the state that you live in.
It's
no.
his
I
You
land.
already
can't
own
just
the
take
He
land.
it.
already owns
I
this
already
Well,
land.
you
own the land.
you
I
own it.
already own
You
the land.
bought it.
Yes,
You
I
bought
did.
it.
Yes, sir. I purchased it.
I get. Do you pay
So
property
even if you
tax?
purchase it, I know you're in a
Yes, I
homestead
did
state, but
pay
there's
property
right
tax.
of
I
eminent
literally
domain.
see. That's how I know you're not listening because I already said I paid property tax. I stated how much my property tax was, and I stated I found out how not to pay property tax.
Okay,
So
so
that
this is
means you
a
are
free
subject to the laws of
suggestion.
the state then if you're paying property taxes.
Okay, so you tell me you're paying property
Okay,
tax
so
for the land, giving
you're
the land away,
like
and then you
regardless
telling
of
me
where you
anybody can take
are.
anything from the store?
So
Where is your?
so so you're gonna have to be subjugated to the state laws of any state you're in anyway. However, as far out in the woods that a lot of us live in, there is no law out here to be enforced because there's no cops out here. They
So
don't
you think
drive.
you're outside the law's jurisdiction.
Which is
Uh,
not. Which is
I'm not
not.
gonna say that. I'm gonna say that
Are
there
you
is a
are you above federal jurisdiction?
He's definitely not above
so
that.
I so technically the only jurisdiction that I would have to yield to would be tribal authority unless I committed a felony act.
So you go back to my thing, Indian reservation. Black
Right.
Indian reservation.
That's the only thing that could be plausible in this case. If
You
you have
see,
an Indian reservation.
I mean, I
So
never
how
said I
does the
didn't have
state
one
laws not apply? How the hell does the federal laws not
because
apply?
you're not understanding that if let's just say you live in the mountains, right? If there's nobody coming up that mountain, then what laws apply?
State laws still apply.
Okay,
yeah,
so are
unless
you
you're
ready
gonna
to
have to
get?
make sure nobody leaves the mountain to
So
tell about
if
it.
they come down that mountain, the people that you invite up there and the people that you get land to, they come down that mountain, they say, hey, you did this to me. Your ass going to jail. Okay?
Okay,
Just like
understood. But
they
I'm not
said.
okay. So let's get something straight though. I'm not doing anything to anyone.
According to
My
you.
listen. My thing is honest. Everyone who is a part of my community, they already know me through and through. And there is a vetting process. You can't just enter. You know what I'm saying? We have a vetting process that you would have to go through to even
What's
be
the
a part.
vetting process? I just asked
Once
about the
again,
vetting process.
we
I
have
said,
a
how are
vetting
you
process.
vetting these men for your daughters? If you telling me that you are having multiple wives and you're creating all these families, how are you vetting the men that you invite into your community for your daughters?
Okay, and I said this before. I am not the only community. We have several. We're building one in Texas. We're building one in Mississippi. So we will have different communities
Each
where,
one will have a chief
yeah, absolutely.
So it's an Indian reservation.
No, it's not really a cheap look. A cheap is the word you want to call it. That's cool, but we're not all of us are native.
or a
So
leader. Can we call it a
yes,
leader?
yes, yes. Every,
So each
every,
each one
every
has a leader.
yes, absolutely.
No followers.
What? So
Every because you said it's a community that just
yes, it's a
lives.
community, right?
So, but there's no leader then. Everybody's leaderless. Can choose to do whatever they want,
Right.
right?
Didn't the Mormons
So
do this
each
already in
community,
Utah?
okay, so each community will have a set of guidelines. Each community will have a council, okay, and in this
I think the
council,
Mormons did this already.
the the council will be comprised of the live-in community members, and the council will make the decisions for the community as a whole.
So a town hall is what you're talking about.
if that's what you want to call it.
This has already been, you know what? This has
I'm not
already been
saying it's
established.
not been okay.
He's not saying this is a new concept. He's just presenting it, representing it out to people in his
Representing it.
own
Okay.
package. He's
I'm
repackaging it.
So
right.
what will
It's
be the
not even
difference
about
of me just
repackaging.
going
I'm
moving to a
not.
new town if
It's
we're gonna
not
do the
like I'm
same
telling
shit?
people what to do. All I'm saying is, at this point in time, what I've seen in the city is not working for a lot of us. So
But you
let's
offering
come
the
up.
same
So
thing.
so I'm no, I'm offering a new system, a system where you
Are
get
you
to.
repurposing then? Because if it's not a new concept, then you're
I'm giving
repurposing
people.
or you
I'm
You know what we
rebranding.
are?
It's not about that. It's
I'm
really
missing
just about
history.
giving people their power back. It's about you being able to control your system your way. You
But
get to
it was
control
given,
your own water. You get to control your own power.
and
You're
I
not
get that
paying
part. But
a light bill. You're not
you would
paying a
still
water
run
bill.
and operate as the
You
same
would
thing
know
that we
where your
already
food comes
have.
from. You know where your food comes from.
We already get a water bill. We already get a.
That's what I'm saying. You would
See,
not
I don't
have
like having these
This
conversations
is
because
the
it ends up
same
looking
shit
like
that
these
you're
things.
off that we already have.
right. So if you want to keep paying bills, then keep paying them.
But
I'm not
I'm
telling
saying
you
what
not
you
to pay your bills.
do.
I'm saying that we created a way where you don't have bills. That's all I'm saying.
So you're gonna put the whole bill for everybody in town?
In what town? You mean on the
No,
off
he
grid
said he
town?
Town.
wanted people to. He's got investors. I heard what he said. There's investors involved initially. Some people will have to sell their homes, their whole
No, no,
livelihoods to
no.
buy
Some
into
people
this.
choose to.
Wait,
No, no,
wait.
no. That's
That's
not
what
what
you
I
say.
said.
They choose,
No, that's what
choose,
they
choose,
offer.
choose to.
That's what they
They
offer.
choose.
Yeah.
That's what they offer. They choose to sell all their properties to invest and come live in this off-grid community. So it's you got to take the risk.
Okay, but off grid is not what y'all think it is. When we say off grid, that means the laws do not apply.
That is not the definition of off grid. That is
What's the
your
definition of off
definition.
grid
No, no,
then?
no. You need to Google the definition
Can
because that's
somebody
not the
Google the definition
definition.
of off
That is
grid?
not the
Well,
definition of off grid.
the
That is what
the
you
off
feel
gridding
like
is when
off
you
grid should be.
disconnect from everything. So
You
some people
disconnect
off
from
grid,
laws. You couldn't
yeah,
disconnect from
no, not from laws. You
society.
can't disconnect from
See,
laws if
you
you live on a
just want
land.
to throw
Wait,
laws in
come,
there.
give me. I know, I understand. I got it. Everybody's got information. I got you guys. Got it. Yep. And it's all valid. I'm not saying I'm not invalidating anybody's thoughts or ideas or concepts. You guys all got it. I'm just saying off gridding means you disconnect from everything. You don't have your finances are disconnected from the system. You don't use internet. You don't listen to the radio. You're completely off grid. So you're not within the grid of society. You're
And,
off the
and,
grid of
and, and
society.
when I'm
Now,
off
do
grid,
laws not apply?
wait,
Laws do apply because you live within the country. There's
no.
federal laws that say if I pew pew somebody and I don't have the right to, the federal government will come and come get me if they find out that I did it. Okay?
Okay, but if I'm
So
off grid, am I calling the police? If I'm off
no,
grid and I
you
want to be
can
off
if you have a
grid,
walkie talkie
and I
or
want to be
something.
off grid, am I calling the police? No.
You could be disconnected completely. It's up to
I
you.
literally said no one
You can
calls
live
the
like a
police.
man in the
There you go.
woods, like a person in
I
the woods
said
with
that.
How are
nobody
you
around you.
calling the
But
police?
listen,
How are you
I
off
said there's
grid
no
calling the
police out
police?
here. I literally told her
Yeah,
there's
there's
no
no
police out
cops,
here.
but
So
there are federal police.
So
even
we're
if you did
disconnected
call
from law,
911, there's
You
no
have
one coming.
marshals. You ever heard of a marshal?
martial law. We're on
U.S.
martial law
Marshal.
now.
Marshals don't come
You
out
should.
here. The closest person is a
Oh, they'll
sheriff.
come.
No, no, no. The
Oh, they'll come,
closest
sir.
person is a sheriff.
Oh, try something. They'll show up. They come and get you.
It's
They
I've
transport
not
prisoners for
seen.
a reason.
Well, I don't know.
They'll
it's
they got
I've not
nomadic
seen a
living.
they'll
It's
marshal
find you.
nomadic.
this way.
You don't have any
They have
laws. You don't
agents
have
for
any
it. I've met a
structure.
couple.
Okay.
And I know you can't
They'll
raise
hunt
no
you down
funds
in a
with no
second. No
family.
Well,
problem.
I mean, I've seen.
Ex
I've
ex
heard of
Navy
them.
SEALs, ex
Yeah,
SEALs, ex
Okay,
everything.
Texas
That's what they
I
do.
Rangers and all that other kind of shit. I'm